Hello and welcome once again, this time to episode 6?
Seven.
No.
Holy
Yeah,
crap.
yeah, it's not
It's been fun. It's been swell. Swelling hasn't gone down yet. I'm happy. Welcome to episode 7 of season 1 of Knights of Faded Roses, Vampire the Masquerade campaign. We're going to start today with just a few announcements, and then we'll get into our little vampire story. Reminder that this is a vampire game, so there may well be violence, blood, gore, and guts and veins in your teeth. Not to mention a lot of swearing and possibly some sexual content and innuendo, because I can't hold these people back. It's just the way that is. So if you're not comfortable with that, please go now. This is a non-canon Vampire the Masquerade game. For those new here, that means that this little game of ours, while based in the TTRPG, is not something that is sanctioned by, nor a part of the World of Darkness world. We do not get kickbacks, revenue, or recognition from the World of Darkness, nor its affiliated storylines. So...
But we'd like to.
We'd really like to. Hi, Jason. So this leads us to our next bit, sponsorships. If you are a gaming or comic book shop, we would love to advertise your shop here. You could have your shop info showing up on the screen at our intermission. So please contact us on Twitter or YouTube at the PDX Gaming Productions, or you can find us on Facebook under Knights of Faded Roses group. Also, if you are loving what you see here and are considering to become a fan of our little family, you might consider going ahead and doing a donation. We will be uploading a new PayPal link that will be just for us at the PDX Gaming Productions. That will be in our description box below, as well as I will update the previous links as well in all the previous videos. So you can go ahead and donate there. We do want to be as transparent and above board as possible with donations, so that I will also be posting up regularly who is going ahead and putting in donations as a thank you during our intermission scenes. That'll be uploaded, and I will also be posting up on a regular basis the amount that we are getting donated as well, so that people know that we are getting donations, who they're coming from, and what they are being paid for. So we would like to thank Willamette Falls Studios once again for hosting our game, and for Josh Reynolds to being here and helping produce the game. If you'd like more information on how Willamette Falls can help your studio productions, please drop them a line. They have a state-of-the-art, studio spaces, including a podcast booth, fully functioning studio kitchen, green screen studio, which we are sitting in right now, standard studio, which is right across the hall from us, editing suites, and a new, soon-to-be music recording studio down in the basement. So yeah, definitely go ahead and check them out. Their link will also be in the description box below. We do have a new player coming to join us today, so huge welcome to Tony Colombo.
Hello, thank
for
you.
pulling up a chair and helping us tell our little story. And since we're all new to Tony as well, let's go ahead and if we could all reintroduce ourselves with a little bit about where we started. We'll take just a little bit of time during our announcements to go ahead and do that.
But where we started, do you mean like TTRPG?
Yeah,
experience?
TTRPGs,
Oh,
yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
So get a little bit of history going for
Stay a
everybody.
while and listen.
Yes.
30 seconds or less.
30 seconds or less.
Oh, God.
Hi, I'm Michael Underwood playing Alexander de Lissandra. I've been playing TTRPGs since the mid-70s. Started with D&D when it was still circulating the college circuits. Went on to Traveler, Shadowrun, Paranoia, all sorts of stuff, Battletech. Been playing off and on since then, so what, 45 years?
Yeah.
I'm old.
No. Well seasoned. Well seasoned.
Good cast iron.
Just hitting your
cast iron.
stride.
Yeah.
Old and gamey.
Wow. Throw some salt in that direction.
Oh my goodness. Oh my guilt. Hi, I'm Shannon, playing Elisa Taylor. I have also been playing tabletop roleplay since the early 80s when D&D was still D&D before it became advanced, like however that works. Played a couple of odd little games that nobody had ever really heard of, probably nobody has still ever heard of, Albedo being one of the two. Fell into playing Vampire back in the late 90s. A friend of mine at school was like, hey, you should check this out. Cool. So that's kind of where it fell into, and then I just kind of got hooked on the World of Darkness pretty much ever since then. So because I too am old, and that's
I'm sensing a theme.
pretty much all I really have to say, because I'm boring too.
Yeah, you know. Hi, I'm Elizabeth Hayes, a storyteller here, and I have been playing TTRPGs since 1992. When my brother from another mother went down to college with me and brought with him this strange little book that he was trying out and test rolling by a small little, nobody ever heard of this company before, and no one's heard of them since. It's this weird company called White Wolf,
Yeah, never heard
and
of
they
them.
published this strange little game called Vampire the Masquerade. So I test run that. I test ran Shadowrun the very first time. Did some suggesting as part of the test role plays on how to go ahead and adjust dice playing. And then sort of fell out of it. Came back in at about 96 to do, 94 actually, to do live action role play in Sutherland and Roseburg, Oregon area. Moved up here, and then actually that was the first time that I started playing D&D and fell in love with it. It was second ed, so I know about THACO. Speaking of old. So I've been playing on and off for most of that period of time. And about 3 years ago, this was suggested to me, and I decided, you know what, let's go for it. So as of April of this year, here we are.
Thanks, Pandamit.
Yeah.
I'm Diane Saracen. My tabletop list would take less than 5 seconds, so I started with LARP over in 98 with Vampire, and then got sucked into Sabbat, and then into Werewolf, and then took a major vacation, but otherwise it's been computer games and console games, and if you've watched episode 1, you got to watch my tabletop cherry be popped. So here
We
we
all need
are,
a
and
cigarette.
if we ever actually get around to doing a D&D game, you can watch that one get broken too.
Wow. Hi, my name is Tony Colombo. I'm a avid gamer, both tabletop and LARP in the RPG spectrum. I also play computer games and board games. If it's a game, I'm willing to play it. So I have dabbled in everything else that everyone else has mentioned, and most likely some things that I have forgotten and can be compared to in some system somewhere. I have role-played both LARP and tabletop in all World of Darkness venues. So I'm very familiar from the early days of first edition Vampire, how this world can be dark.
We need to do a Wraith game at some point.
I'd be happy to run a Wraith game.
I'd love to do a Wraith game.
I have a good idea for a Risen one of
Anyway,
these days.
sorry.
Yeah. All right. With that last announcement, a new branch of PDX Gaming Productions will be starting out in a few months. Speaking of D&D, it will be a D&D campaign. We're going to get Di's cherry popped for that.
Excellent.
Again!
We're gonna teach her how to play D&D. It may be remotely done, so we all are able to go ahead and do that. So we save on gas because prices are a thing.
$5
That
bounce
is
up.
a-
And
yes.
if we do it that way, then it's going to be drinking in D&D. So D&D and D. So
I'll
that'll
need
be
a
fun.
DD for that.
Yeah, designated
Designated dice
drinker?
roller.
Designated dice roller.
Yeah,
there you go.
A DDR.
A DDR.
If we use something like Fantasy Grounds or whatnot,
Yeah,
It
roll
has
20
rules built
something.
into
They
it.
have rules built in. Oh,
Yeah.
yeah, super nice. So yeah, we're working out on the details. Super excited to see this come to fruition. We are targeting our first run to be after the first season of our vampire story to be finished, which will be in another 5 or 6 episodes. So look for that. And I think with that, all the announcements are done for now. So let's start tonight's game of Knights of Faded Roses and tell a vampire story. And we're back. So, if I could have everybody but Tony go ahead and leave us for about 15 minutes.
Oh, I see how it is.
We're being banished to the Good Kid Club.
So, Lancaster, you have been in Sacramento for a little while. You were called away for business. Things need a little more of your attention than you had originally anticipated. You weren't actually expecting to be gone this long. In the midst of everything, belated, you received an invitation.
Okay.
Gold leaf, the whole 9 yards. Said, come to Ember's nightclub for an evening to discuss the future of Portland. You could not get away. As frustrating as it was, your business connections down in Sacramento just did not understand exactly why you needed to go ahead and be in Portland right then. This was a determination of how Portland was going to be run, and as a Ventru, you know how important it is to make sure that you are there to solidify your position in the city. So it's been it's been about 2 months since you received that, and you have been chomping at the fang to get back in. You have arrived in Portland, and you have found a city that is different. You've heard tale of a small coterie that has come together. There had been 4 of them, or 5 of them rather. 2 of them up and left. You've taken care of those 2 as needed because they were going to be in your way. A gangrel and a bruja, really, as part of the head? No.
No.
They're uncontrollable. They're undisciplined. And, I mean, one of them is practically feral. And the other one seems to be probably that much. So, in finding out that they went down to LA, you sent a few people to take care of them. You didn't need to know details. All you needed to know that it was done. You have gotten confirmation that the upstart gangrel and the Bruja drug lord have been taken down and exterminated. So they are no longer a problem and no longer a barrier within your city. Right now you have learned that there is a Malkavian that you know of quite well. She's well established in the city, has been known a very public persona. A Nosferatu, which seems to be very quiet. You haven't really heard too much other than fringe mention, as, Nosferatu are. And a new upstart Tremere, who's just come in from England, which is interesting. Hadn't heard from her before, so you're wondering why it was that she was chosen. On the other hand, being Tremere, they tend to bring in their own to take care of things. And the Tremere have never really been one to be solid in PDX. So you've come in. It's a Sunday night, fairly quiet. Welcome to Portland.
Well, the first thing I would do is notify Trinisa that I am incoming, and I would like to meet with her regarding the group and get some information regarding it.
Okay, she agrees, and you both meet at a designated neutral ground, basically. She goes ahead and takes care of things and meets you in Embers. There are a few ghouls that are They are non-affiliated. They are affiliated only with the Coterie at large, not with any specific bloodline. Understood that they know who it is that they're dealing with. They don't interfere.
Well, at this point, I'll sit down. So,
Hans, walks in. Ah, good.
tell me of this new coterie that was invited. I received a missive, and unfortunately, I was unable to attend. What was said? What was done? Where do things stand?
Well, it's been a bit of a challenge, honestly. We had the Bloodlines decided that they needed to have some sort of determination of who would be in charge. It has been determined that we did not need a prince. Instead, we needed to have a trifecta, as it were.
It's not uncommon.
It's not. And frankly, considering where we are, it probably makes more sense than having a prince, considering the failed attempt at the last one.
Well, then, how have they been working together?
Not horribly, actually. After the other two left, we haven't heard from them since, which is not surprising, considering. But they're more technology-based than I would have expected. Not a horrible thing, though.
No, it's good. Young minds, fresh ideas, I would assume.
Definitely. There are some interesting ideas, which, after some consideration, I have to say, even as my bloodline, I must accept that they do have a point. We have a thin blood issue,
Yes.
but they have come to a conclusion that perhaps it is not as much of an issue as we might think it is.
How many thin bloods are we talking about? Has there been a population explosion that I am unaware of?
Quite a bit of one, unfortunately, and we believe actually that it may arise not through us, but through the SI. That is where there is a problem. There's been a recent influx of them. We have found a number of rental properties, as well as one building downtown, which actually is no longer a building.
What happened?
Our Malkovian friend actually saved me and two others. It's now an empty lot.
Oh, it was, I assume everything is taken care of with regards to media, publications.
They're very good at that, yes. I've been honestly mostly impressed with them. Their acumen and understanding of how masquerade should be kept as opposed to what could be done is definitely on point.
That is good to hear. Second Inquisition, though.
Definitely troublesome. It seems that very likely there is an issue with the Second Inquisition creating or potentially creating these thin bloods to be used against us.
Well, destabilization of resources is a fine way to attack an enemy. And if the thin bloods are in as much population as you have described, then at that point, our resources may be strained to the point where unrest is an inevitability.
Yes. There's also been some unearthing of interesting connections with the government.
Well, it's always been a problem.
Specifically the military. You may wish to speak with Alexandra about what she's found. There's more truth than there is legend.
Okay.
I understand. But really, it's not. I am less understanding of all of what has happened than she knows.
But your position is sound and safe?
Yes. Mine and Tamina's both.
And you both are functioning well in your positions?
Yes.
Excellent. All right. Well, then, if you could, sometime in the future, arrange a meeting with Tamina. I would like to see their view of how things are, from their point of view as the scourge of the city.
She's actually outside in the car. I can text her to have her come in if you'd like.
Oh, that would be wonderful.
Okay?
Yes, thank you.
She texts. Tamina comes in. I can either talk with you here or,
Oh, no, it's okay.
certainly.
So, from the position of being a scourge, who would take care of such things as thin bloods, what is your assessment of the situation?
Well, honestly, the number of them alone is not as alarming as the number of them combined with the Second Inquisition. That in of itself clues me into the fact that there's something much bigger here.
Do you believe that this is a test ground for something larger?
I think it might be. There's been some noises over in the Middle East as well, the last 10 years.
Of course.
Some private security companies using supposed super soldiers, which potentially could actually be some of our thin bloods. We've been seeing population rise and then suddenly drop and then rise again.
Have we been noticing a number of thin bloods that are resistant to some of our frailties?
Yeah. Sunlight being definitely one of them. We have a number of daywalkers. Honestly, I kind of feel the same way that the rest of the Coterie does, which is instead of killing them off, we really should probably try to make them allies. If they're being created by the Second Inquisition, how better for us to infiltrate?
Well, if they're being created by the Second Inquisition, then that means they're going against their own edicts, as far as I understand them.
Yeah, but how better for them to infiltrate?
Well, again, destabilization of resources.
Yeah. If they somehow are creating these people with the idea that they are somehow superheroes,
Oh my.
yeah, that's a problem. And if we go after them and try to kill them off, what are they going to think if they think they're superheroes? That we really are the big, bad, horrible beasts that we're being touted to be.
Yeah.
That's a huge break of masquerade. That's a big problem.
This is an apocalypse waiting to happen.
Yeah.
So, at this point, your position as Scourge is well held?
It is. For the most part, I am keeping a weathered eye out on the locations that I know Thin Bloods are, making sure that, for lack of a better term, they're not outing themselves or others overtly.
And you're working well with Trinisa?
You could say that.
Then I would advise both of you to continue what you're doing. And if you need my support, I will endeavor to give to you anything that you need. I have resources and I have capabilities to at least combat them on a larger scale if necessary.
We appreciate that. I would like you to actually meet the rest of the Coterie.
Oh, absolutely.
We can set up a meeting tomorrow night here if you'd like.
I would enjoy that.
Okay. And with that, meeting is closed. And let me go ahead and get them here. I'm gonna pause that. We are back.
All right.
You all get a text.
2 texts.
From Trinisa.
Are we in our havens when we get this text?
You are in your havens when you get this text.
Okay.
She lets you know that there is a meeting with the new Tremere member of the Coterie.
New Tremere.
Here.
I'm sorry, new Ventru. I beg your pardon.
Wrong stick.
Wrong stick.
Yes.
Sorry.
It's my stick, thank you very much.
New Ventru of the Coterie that would needs to be met with at Embers on the coming eve.
Oh, good. We're going. At least we're doing it at Embers, not the tower. Yeah. And I'm going to text back to the group. Is she doing it as individuals or a group text?
Group text.
I'm going to text back. Blink, blink. Excuse me.
I text back. The venture that originally was chosen was unable to make the initial commitment. The next chosen in line was sent an invite, but was out of the city at the time. He is back in. He needs to be briefed.
I'm going to DM you outside of the conversation
Okay?
and say, can you give me enough brief of what I'm walking into? Is this someone I already know?
It's someone that you are aware of. His name is Lancaster.
Oh, really? This ought to be interesting. Be there shortly. Hugs and kisses.
Okay, so the following evening, you guys all meet up at Embers. Fluffy opens the door.
Hello, darling.
Ah, hello, mistress.
How are you?
I'm excellent, thank you. How are you?
Doing good. Doing
Excellent.
good.
They're in the back. There's snacks as well. You all walk in,
Yep.
and you find a very distinguished-looking gentleman already there.
And the venture.
We're going to start this already. Okay.
Sorry, Jerry. I'm not sorry, but I'm sorry. Definitely not sorry.
So,
I know of you, but have we met before is what I don't remember.
I'm sure we have.
Okay.
Probably in passing, you guys have met in the past. Obviously not in the same circles, but you have been in passing, especially at local artist events.
And Elysiums.
You have holdings everywhere, including in the art scene.
She's gonna, before heading over, she's gonna do the full-on 1940s bombshell dress.
Fabulous.
And take the time with the hair. She's gonna do just,
Victory curls and the whole nine
oh
yards,
yeah,
huh?
she's taking the time.
Going full Rita Hayworth, huh?
Love it.
Oh yeah. No,
Okay.
she's gonna make a statement.
All right. Nice. I like it.
As she walks in, haven't seen you in a while. How are you, my dear?
I am doing well. And he's standing there next to a high back chair that obviously was brought in. It's not part of the decor of the building. And he's just standing there waiting for the others to show up. You look lovely.
Thank you very much.
Tap you on the shoulder and whisper, "Don't paint it."
All right, all right.
Trinisa walks in.
I'm doing the hot librarian look again.
Fabulous.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Trinisa walks in. Ah, excellent. Everyone's here. Please, have a seat. And she has found a very nice round table to make sure that no one is at the head.
Except for the big chair that was
Except for
obviously
the big
brought
chair
in.
that was obviously brought in. She's trying. She's trying.
I'm just,
And as you get closer, of course, to the chair, it's very nicely gold thread embroidered purple silk on the padding.
Oh, God, it's posh.
It's very posh.
Oh, God.
And he sits very quietly.
Compensation much?
Well, you know, when,
she's not laughing
when
at all. This is me, the player, laughing.
when you can't get it up anymore, and
Bigger stick.
So,
So do we order the other?
please let me do the introductions.
Yes.
Alexandra, you already are aware of. She is a known DJ and
talk show host.
aficionado of rare Mothman, I guess, prophecies. I'm not sure what all that is.
Yeah, my current day job is talk show host. I don't know if you've heard my show or not, but I am
Are you
local.
Are you Q?
No, I am not cute.
Okay.
I am briefed.
Yes. Alisa, who is our
Nice.
premiere from across the pond, who has come to and been voted in by the Tremere of the city to be the Tremere representative.
Excellent.
All right.
Good to meet you.
Pleasure.
And Aliana, who is the local Nosferatu representative.
Your reputation precedes you.
At least that's the only thing proceeding.
So, how briefed have you been as to what's going on?
I've spoken both to the sheriff and to the Scourge. They have filled me in on various issues that are probably the cause of such a coterie, or gathering of individuals to try and lead the city since the death of our prince. And
May she rot?
Long may the fangs hang.
Sorry, there was very little love lost.
no, your conflicts with the Toreador were a bit of legend in my reports. Now, regardless, I've been told that you have come to an understanding of leadership in the city. The Gangrel and the Bruja were both invited, but I have heard that they are nowhere to be found.
They, excuse me, John and Sheehan, the Bruja and Gangrel, respectively, had come up to us from LA, where they were involved in all sorts of sundry nefarious items of questionable legality. And last I had heard, they are probably going to be staying in SoCal for a while because they were their interests down there were having issues, which unfortunately makes them
MIA.
MIA, and we may or may not look for replacements.
Well, as needed is the best way to handle these kind of things. I'm sure that the clans of intellectual and social bearing are better for leadership than those of physical and more stalwartness.
Well, they have their places.
They have their uses too. I fully support both Tamina in her position and Trinisa in hers. To let you know, I do not seek to have either one of them removed or replaced in this time of turmoil. But Thin Bloods.
Yes, the topic of the hour, of the month, of the year.
I understand it's been. I understand that they are somehow being created
Yes.
by the Second Inquisition.
No,
Okay.
that we know, we don't know for a fact that's what's happening.
Okay.
What we know so far, and please correct me if I'm wrong on any of this, Aliana, is that someone has decided they can't keep their fangs in their mouth and has been generating quite a number of them rather than the, from the roughly 20 or so we had back at Savi, 5 years ago. They're now numbering up to close to 1,000 in various groups.
Those are unacceptable numbers.
That we know of.
That we know of. They're in separate groups. There's supposedly a brewer leader going by the name of Jacob that we've been attempting to track down with a little luck. And unfortunately, our initial efforts to track him down through a thin blood that was brave enough to volunteer to assist by the name of Celeste.
Led to a really messy end.
Somebody we're assuming Jacob or one of Jacob's association decided to make an example of her. She wasn't killed, she was butchered. Cleanly.
Poor girl.
And she's not the only one.
This Jacob, you say he's a brewer?
Yes.
In what fashion?
An alchemist.
Which means he pretty much has to be a thin blood himself. Whether or not he's a 14th gen, which would still allow him to make potential thin bloods, or he's under the control of someone else who's making them, we're unsure. And that's been frustrating to all of us, understandably.
Now, as I understand it, you are all technologically minded.
Yes.
Have you been able to infiltrate anything regarding the Second Inquisition and their status?
That would
Big
be a fair
bada boom.
assessment, yeah.
Yes. So, we. How long have you been back from south?
Well, it's been a few days now.
Okay. So, have you driven through downtown lately?
The windows are always tinted.
Okay. You'll notice that near the Pink Tower, there is a building that is no longer there.
Yes, I was informed that it was burned down.
That's a lovely
Yes, it was,
crater.
because
Big bada boom.
Big bada boom. The SI and associates of a company called Celerity somehow managed to get themselves in there, set up, and established without any of us noticing. Which I find
That's
extremely
terrifying.
disheartening.
Actually, good question. How long have you been out of town?
Oh, it's been about a month.
You've only been out a month?
2 months. Apologies.
So
You'd
just
still
before we started.
Still should have. At least it's not just under our.
Yes, under our watch. So, circumstances occurred to where they were trying to acquire non-Thin Bloods for various items, which we're still investigating. And approximately a week ago now?
Yes, about that.
Yeah, something like that,
Approximately a week ago, they managed to snatch, kidnap 3 prominent members of our area. Myself, in conjunction with the Scourge, one of my ghouls, and several members of the Banu Hakim were able to retrieve them, and the building is no more. Now, that being said, they still have some warehouses. We're still trying to lock those down.
Apartments.
Apartments, several apartment buildings they apparently are involved in. Now, whether or not, we know Celerity associated with them. We don't know that the SI is directly involved in that portion of it. The web is still pretty wide. And they're involved at, what's the school that's downtown? I'm sorry, storyteller.
Oh,
PSU?
PSU.
PSU's.
Portland State University.
Was it PSU that we determined that
Or
we're
was
at?
it?
Or was it
or
University of Portland?
I think it was the University of
No, I think it was
Portland.
UOP.
Yeah.
He's the Catholic school.
Yeah, which was
Yeah, that
more
is
in
that
line
one,
with
yeah.
the Second Inquisition.
So they're involved. They've got some folks. They appear to be recruiting from University of Portland.
You had said, and Trinisa leans over to you, Alexandra. Hadn't you said that there was something, one of your military contacts, something about Celerity there?
Yes. Celerity has also been partnering with the military and involved in some stuff. They were moving items through Portland by rail. We believe some of those items were human trafficking for experimentation or other purposes, because we attempted to get some more information from one of my contacts in the military, who started asking questions and found himself very quickly moved elsewhere. Fortunately, he's still alive. And we're still trying to we know they're related. We're trying to lock down exactly how at this point. And they've got good techs on their side, because some of the electronic trails have been really hard to follow. Even following the money has been challenging.
Well, we've always been a little bit better than the average human. So, in all honesty, put our various abilities in combination with the standard schooling of a human, and suddenly things become much more difficult to circumvent. As I'm sure you know far better than anyone.
The biggest thing about this is, I think the reason, or a large part of why they were able to come in, has been the fact that we've been, for lack of a better term, without leadership without full leadership for the last couple of years.
Definitely.
And the pandemic has only emboldened them. Because if everybody's staying at home and wearing masks and not going about, you're much more able to move freely.
Absolutely. And we look more suspicious.
Exactly.
Have we done, you said that they were trafficking on trains.
Well, that's what they were using for transporting through Portland, at least up to the port. We don't know. We haven't tracked beyond that yet. Unfortunately, that is something the boys were going to be working on.
Well, as a person who understands venture businesses, it's very difficult to move finance and operation. And I can understand why they would want to stay where their money is located. If you leave it alone too long, somebody else comes and takes it. So then where do we go from here? What are your next steps?
If I'm, again, correct me if I'm wrong, ladies, but at this point, we're trying to track down the thin blood issue first. And we suspect it's all related, but right now, the number of thin bloods and this Jacob person are the bigger gorilla in the room, if you will. And we suspect that one of the Banu Hakim, by the name of Owen, if not directly involved in the thin blood issue, is peripherally involved, because during one of, you know how Jonathan loves to throw his parties?
Yes.
Jonathan's most recent party got really creative. He actually managed to get me to show up.
We won't talk his second most recent party. His recent party was by himself.
That's true. That's true. His penultimate party of late. Wow. We discovered a room that was guarded by a member of the Banu Hakim who apparently owed Jonathan favors, or owed Owen favors. That part was never made 100% clear. Inside this room, we found a miscellany of body parts, cleanly dissected, no heads. How many bodies total did we find? Approximately?
Dozens.
Approximately 7, I believe, 7 or 8. It was it made a decent pile.
Yeah.
It was an abattoir. Let's just call it what it was.
Yes, it was basically an abattoir. And we started taking images of distinguishing marks, tattoos and such. We started tracing those down. We tracked several items of flash to a local tattooer by the name of Scott, if I recall correctly.
Yeah, with a K.
With a K. Scott with a K. And I don't know that he's necessarily directly involved. He just may have been the person they sent them to get it done. The icon was a stylized, almost
Phoenix.
tribal-looking phoenix, which also is associated with one of the residential ventures that we located that has ties to Celerity. So this is beginning to look like one giant incestuous party.
We could show you pictures if you want, but it's kind of gross.
None
And
needed.
that's saying a lot for me.
Thank you for the offer, however. When it comes to this tattooer, just guy doing a job?
That's what it appears so far.
All right. When
I
it
haven't ruled
comes,
him out entirely.
okay.
He's
So,
human.
but
He's a pawn.
this celerity seems to be current paramilitary arm of the Second Inquisition.
At the very least, they have paramilitary interests. That's not the only thing they do. They also have looked into biological warfare.
It's the business end.
Yeah, we don't think they're wholly owned by the SI, but they are definitely working with the SI, and amongst their holdings is they call it a security group. I would call it paramilitary. The 3C group, which are the ones who the building that is no more officially owned that.
The Phoenix, by the way, to refresh your memory, is that.
And at least one of the floors, although now, since we went through to pull you guys out, how many floors did it turn out Ignatius really had?
2.
Okay.
But it was a full city block of 2 floors, so pretty decently sized.
We also found that they are, the SI's doing all sorts of, please forgive my phrasing, magical fuckery that would make a Tremere blush. They had an individual, for the three individuals I mentioned earlier who were taken, they were performing some sort of experiment upon them. I don't know all the gory details of what was involved for the victims of it, but it was being overseen by an individual who was supposed to be dead 85 years ago by the name of Antonio von Corbin.
Corbin, yes.
He was known dead, yet apparently they had him tied into this, whatever the network they had set up, wearing a sensor suit, and it appears that he has gained some, in his second immortality, if you will, has gained quite a bit of psionic ability as well.
Alexandra, roll me wits and awareness.
Four successes.
Okay. Every time you say his name, you see Trinisa wince.
I look over to her. Trinisa, I am very sorry to ask this, but given that Lancaster has been brought onto the conclave, may I give details?
What details you have, yes, you can give. There are other details that are not privy to you.
I'll turn over and look at Aliana. Don't say a word, just implied same question.
Blink, blink.
The 3 individuals they captured were Aliana, Trinisa, and Elisa.
Not the finest hour.
From what they have been able to tell me so far, they were in some sort of shared illusion.
Induced hallucination, I would say.
Hocus pocus voodoo witchcraft bullshit.
Where this individual was the center of it.
Apparently, he was the controller. Now, there is good news. I have him.
Did you?
Is he mortal?
No. but he's not really one of us either. He's not a demon. He's not Fae.
He's not something I've seen.
He very much,
Something more.
yes, something different that I've never encountered before.
Not a thin blood.
No.
Definitely not a thin blood. He's been being kept for lack of a better term, sedated and secluded,
He's bagged and tagged.
because given what he was able to do, I'm not about to let him do it in the real world.
If I understand the term correctly, chemical-induced coma?
Effectively, yes. As much as you can for our kind.
We'll call
But-
it chemical.
At least he's not talking to dragons.
So you have none.
On the ceiling.
So you haven't interrogated him yet.
No.
Excellent.
I wanted to give the ladies a chance to recover and debrief before we went that route.
Lancaster, roll wits and awareness.
Yes, we will.
Be sure to include a hunger.
Two successes. One of them was a 9 on the blood die.
Okay.
That makes a difference.
You just see anytime he's mentioned, especially with the word interrogation, you start to see Trinisa wince more than before.
All right, then. If you haven't interrogated him yet, then it's definitely on the plate of things to do. Do you have any plans for interrogation?
Again, I was waiting for them to debrief, and then we would determine from there. We've recently come into access of a way of inducing cooperation that was hitherto unavailable,
I'm not sure it's going to work on this one.
and I'm not sure it will either.
Or just a conversation?
Think sodium
meeting would be
pentothal on
enough.
crack.
Boy, you sure think highly of yourself. Just a conversation with you? I don't think so.
What could it hurt?
Yeah, we could have two Jonathans at that point.
Yeah. So the intention is to interrogate him as soon as possible, but I want to be deferential to the condition of those involved.
Okay. But it's not an immediate need. It seems to be something that was more yet another test, if you will.
As in why they had them? Mm-hmm. I believe it was intelligence gathering.
There are easier ways to interrogate and to...
Yes, but there are the SI is not unknown for, especially Ignatius, is not unknown for doing things because they can. Efficiency is not always the watchword of the day.
So this is unrelated to the Thin Bloods, then?
Maybe?
It seems like there might be a parent or an umbrella going on.
Yes,
But,
definitely. Now, several of the Thin Bloods that had that flash were residents, if I recall correctly, of the Phoenix residential group things. I don't know if we want to call them buildings or establishments or whatever.
They were apartment buildings.
Apartment buildings. They were residents there, and they had tattoos that were of that logo, which has to mean they're involved in the Thin Blood somehow. Whether they're recruiting them or what, it's... For the first time in over 50 years, I find myself in a position where I don't have all the answers. And to quote Aliana, it's pissing me off.
How safe is it to keep this Antonio under a chemically induced coma
If it
for an
kills it,
extended
kills
period of
it.
time?
I'm not sure I care if it kills it.
I don't, since I'm not 100% sure exactly what it is, I mean, it's Antonio, but it's not Antonio. I personally never knew him. But
Alexander, roll what's an awareness again?
just for the fuck of it, I'm gonna burn a willpower.
Okay.
3 successes.
When you say I personally never knew him, you see Trinisa blanch and lean back.
I think perhaps I am not the best qualified to speak about him as an individual when he was alive or unalive.
We may need to table that topic for now.
Yeah.
All right, then.
We need to establish, basically, with this situation being in hand, we've dealt them a blow. Now they're going to do one of two things. They're either going to run like cockroaches,
Which would be nice,
or they're going to double down.
which is likely.
We need to reevaluate all of the issues we're currently dealing with and prioritize them.
Well, I, for one, am all for taking care of the thin blood population. It is a strain on our resources, and it needs to be controlled. How we go about doing that should be a unanimous decision.
We, prior to your joining us, had more or less come to the conclusion that we do not want to go the extermination route. I realize
Even though there are upwards of 1,000 of them?
repatriation is an option.
Currently, they're staying fairly self-contained on Hayden Island.
They haven't been causing, beyond the fact of their existence, they haven't been causing waves or trouble. So
No
they're-
worries, no breaches, no...
No,
Not that we've
Nothing.
seen, surprisingly little for that number. The hope was to offer repatriation to, or at least an idea that I was churning, was offer potential repatriation to those who wished it to more thin blood friendly locales. I'm not talking about putting them on a bus and sending them to Martha's Vineyard, mind you, but
Too expensive.
Send them down fucking Florida.
It's a lot of sun.
Texas. Really
there
tough.
were options. We hadn't quite gotten to that point, but we would like to avoid wholesale extermination because
That's a
that in
bigger
and of
breach.
itself is a massive breach when you're talking this number of people.
I assume all of them are exceptionally young, unguided.
Young, yes. Unguided, apparently not.
Probably unwilling too.
Unaccounted for.
That is true.
So, if they are unaccounted for, then we need to determine who needs to take control of the accounting.
Tamina sighs. It's probably best to have me and some of my people do that. If only because being Scourge, I would probably be the best to make sure that rules of etiquette are presented.
And of course, if you could, it, find the cost of what we're dealing with in resource. And by resource, I mean what we all desire. Blood. We need to know what their consumption rate as a community is.
That is something that I've found to be actually
Odd.
odd. Not all of them need it.
That is my one determining factor on how we proceed, is what is the consumption rate of that community.
It seems to be the biggest thing that's keeping them from breaking a lot of this, is just the fact that they don't all need it.
Based on what Celeste was able to tell us, apparently this Jacob is able to brew items that make it so they don't necessarily need to feed as much.
Then there's only one person that needs repatriation. And that would be Jacob.
I don't know that I use the word repatriation, but yeah, we need to find him.
We
And his puppet
need
master.
Yeah, we definitely need to figure out who he is and
Who's this?
who his person is.
Do we have any updates on Owen's location?
No, not of yet. I heard he skipped town, ended up in Budapest, and now I haven't been able to go and track him down from there.
Back in Budapest.
Can you get me the appropriate description of him?
Yeah, I'll get you the most recent descriptor of him, and she jots it down on her tablet to go ahead and get that to you.
What about Christine?
And Christine, that's a new name.
Ghoul.
Christine?
Christine has been sent to Tehran.
Sent to Tehran? Even though she's wanted in an active investigation?
My sire wanted to speak with her.
Shut.
So she's coming back in a box if she comes back.
She may not survive.
That's putting it mildly.
May not or should not.
If the Caliph is out, if the Caliph wants to talk to her,
Maybe the question is, do we care if she survives or not?
yes, because the Caliph is actively undoing the investigation you see us all working on.
I can speak with him this evening.
Please do.
Owen,
Yes.
he was doing a job, or was he there by choice? There's a big difference between a goon and a henchman.
We haven't been able to establish his position in the hierarchy of what's going on because he disappeared before we could get our hands on him.
Owen had been a member of the Bona Hakim. He had trained under me, actually, and ended up in the Middle East at some point. I'm not sure exactly what happened in the last 10 years. We had lost contact with one another. And when he showed up here, he was not the Owen that I remembered.
Indications are that a lot of the bodies in the room that we found were his handiwork.
Yeah.
Are we aware of who Christine was ghoul to?
Owen.
Owen,
Owen's ghoul.
which is why the Caliph wants to speak with her.
Gotcha.
The Caliph is less than pleased.
Well, let's not try and bring any of
Rightfully
that
so.
less pleasurable atmosphere our direction.
Yeah. Should have seen when I tried to teach him about FaceTime.
I'm unaware of what you're speaking.
It's a modern communication methodology through smartphones
Oh, it's
Excellent.
It's
involving
excellent.
video communication.
Instant communication. It's great. I love it.
As the youngsters say, it's FaceTime. It's not ear time, Grandpa. Please look at the camera.
Yeah, that. Like, look right here. Talk nice and loud.
Oh my goodness.
So, then, next steps on Thin Bloods then. Find Jacob.
Yes.
Do we have any
Again,
other contacts?
unfortunately, the leads on that were being handled by John and Sheen. We are effectively, aside from a name. Oh, and there was this one individual calling himself the Messiah.
Yes, Brian the Messiah.
We need
Is this
to
in
track him
relation to
down,
the
too.
Thin Bloods?
Yes.
Yep.
Is he a Thin Blood?
Don't know.
Well, anybody calling themselves the Messiah wants to be seen, so...
Which is why we suspect he either is Jacob, or he's Jacob's controller,
Or he's the Fangs.
or he's another step in the chain.
Either way, a good crucifixion never hurt anybody.
Just have your pliers handy.
Always. I think everybody's getting new multi-tools for Christmas.
I just want my pistol.
I'm working on it. Give it another week.
Give your striker another week.
Yeah, I know. Big bada boom.
Where did you guys hear tell of this Messiah?
If I recall correctly, wasn't it Tamina who told us?
It was Tamina. She had, she says, in trying to track down exactly where Owen was, I went out to Hayden Island and found a number of Thin Bloods there who seemed to be entranced with this idea of the second coming of a Messiah. When I asked them about it, they said something to the effect of, "You'll know it when you see him."
Any other mentions? Have any of you heard any tell?
Prior to Tamina's telling us about him, I'd never heard of the individual.
Nope.
Again, a lot of stuff that's fallen through the cracks that I am not happy about.
It was a rough few days.
It's been a rough few years.
So, welcome to the team.
My condolences.
It's not too late.
Oh, no, this is a position of power and authority that the city needs.
I agree. We do need organization.
And I am all for this kind of structure. If we can come together as a group of like-minded yet separate clans, then that is not a unique way of leading the city, but it is a good way of leading the city. We all hold our own accountability. We all hold our own place. And as far as the other positions of a court are filled, Tamina, Janisa, Tranisa, they all have their own abilities and responsibilities.
Have you heard of the experiment in Atlanta?
No.
Okay. Apparently, I don't know all of the details, but there's a the Ivory Tower managed to be convinced by the local Primogens and Prince of Atlanta to allow them to run an experiment on a way to run a Camarilla city with modifications, I guess is a way to put it. With more representation by all present. It's not anarchy by any stretch, but it's not classic Iron Fist Ivory Tower.
That doesn't sound like them.
What we've been building towards in our conclave so far is something not unlike that. I don't know the specifics. I, at some point, may send a courier out to Atlanta to try and inquire more. But
We could just wire down there. Might be faster.
You mean FaceTime?
Sure.
so
Some of us don't like our faces.
But my point being, I don't think the current population of the Portland area kindred will accept business as usual Camarilla.
Well, it's been too long
Yes.
since business as usual Camarilla has been business as usual. And yes, you're correct. And I, for one, would like to see it return to business as usual Camarilla. But I also understand that reining in the troops will be a hard sell. And if we don't get the buy-in from the populace, there'll just be another uprising in the making.
Yeah, and we don't need California all over again.
No, we do not need California in our city.
We don't need a mad party of everybody going downstairs with pliers either.
That's just you.
No, it's not.
No, it wasn't.
You've seen my earring.
Now, of course, there will come a time when the Camarilla will investigate what's going on here.
Yes.
They will send their
I'm kind of
archons.
surprised they haven't already.
Right.
Maybe they've been too busy with between the beckoning and the endless night.
Or maybe they just saw what a shit show this place was
They may have
pre.
written I haven't ruled out the idea that they've written us off.
Truth be told,
Do you reckon?
Portland is a young city.
Yes.
And in all honesty, it is the Wild West out here.
Yes.
Many of the kindred out east look at our little town and think, oh, how quaint. It's full of trees. There's nothing going on there.
They can keep thinking that, and I'm okay with it.
And it has led to a very prosperous time for those who have decided to venture here. So, moving forward, we will need to designate someone who is the face of this
1,
council.
2, 3, not it.
You guys already
I know, we told you you were
yes,
it.
you already did. During the first meeting of the conclave, they more or less, because I'm a known figure, I've been acting as the mouth.
You got
As if
Shanghai
my last
Disco.
half an hour of babbling hasn't told you this already.
The term is voluntold.
Yes,
Yes,
that's
yeah,
a
that's
very
exactly
good way
it,
of
yeah.
putting it. Sure.
We looked about for a volunteer and
So-
said you.
Well then, I see no reason to stop that, and I support you in your endeavors.
I thank you for that. Understand, though, that I do not want to be the prince. I do not seek praxis. I do, however, accept that we need a face person, and I'm willing to act as that face. And if that, at some point, this is not me making a request or a desire or anything of that nature, if we at some point get to the point where we need to create a prince in name only, and we need a face for that, we can talk about it at that time. I have been working with Aliana for decades. We know each other fairly well. And as much as you can trust another kindred, I trust her. I'm not foolish enough to trust her 100%.
You're not foolish to drink anything that I hand you.
Oh, I'm definitely not that foolish. I've no desire to meet Puff. Or Figment. But
Oh,
Elisa is new enough that well, let's just say give her a chance to earn her spurs.
Well, yeah, that's fair.
As for Ternisa and Tamina, their history and dedication to the city, especially in Tamina's case, speak for themselves. so I respect their counsel. And as much as I may poke playful ribs at Trinisa from time to time, she is good at her jobs, especially in such an extreme circumstances we've been dealing with for the last 2 years.
Oh, that reminds me. He reaches into the bag.
Ah,
Merry Christmas.
wunderbar. Thank you.
So,
Do I want to know who
No.
those were? Okay.
She tucks it away.
what I'm basically saying with all of that, long story short, too late, I know, is we have all worked together and tried to act as a team and as a unit.
It's a very
I would
degrees
like
of
to keep
success.
that going forward.
I am in agreement.
As to what we're going to tell the council or the Ivory Tower when the time comes up, we'll burn that bridge down when we get to it.
Say I know what I want to tell them.
Yes, well, and it may still happen, but I'll tell you right now, I don't want Vancouver coming our way.
Vancouver's less of a problem than others.
True. True.
You can deal with anarchs. You don't want to deal with the Sabbat.
I'm still not surprised. I'm still not convinced there aren't a few in city.
Oh, I know there are. I'm not even going to question that statement.
So, like I said, welcome to the team. Glad to have you. Someone with your business acumen is very welcome and needed. And I'm going to shut up now.
So then, next, we need to find, we know Owen is missing. We know Christine is in Tehran. Jacob the brewer has yet to be discovered, at least seen by one of us. And also, this Messiah, I'm just going to refer to that person as the Messiah, because it is a humorous way of
We
discussing
got a
him.
name for him at one point, didn't we?
Brian.
Brian.
Brian,
That's right.
yes. With a Y.
Why? Yeah. That, well, you can't call yourself a Messiah and be a not Y person. So,
You have to have some level of pretension.
so those are
It
two
looks
people.
like Graham Chapman then.
Those are two people that we need to focus our attentions on.
I would agree.
I clearly don't have inroads into such thin blood areas. It's not where I reside. But I can do what I can to ask who I know, maybe of rumors, and I suggest you all do the same.
Aliana, have your folks in the homeless camps come up with anything?
That is an excellent question. Go ahead and roll me a. Let's do investigation and wits, please.
I need bigger hands.
You do need to go here.
You need a dice tower.
Or more of them.
Hey, if I had 4 hands, I'd be getting so much more work done.
Not going there.
Let's see. 3 successes.
3 successes. So, from what you heard, Jacob has last been found in a homeless camp just outside of Fairview. Just southeast, right around 182nd and Division.
Oh, when was that?
That was about a week ago. There's a homeless camp, actually, a fairly large one that's just down the road from the Wallace Concern Medical Clinic, which in of itself is not a big surprise. They're a walk-in, so easily able to go ahead and get there from whatever camp happens to be in the area, and they tend to deal with most of the homeless in that particular location. Last your information had, he was in some sort of a Winnebago peddling some shit out of there.
That tracks.
Who knows what. But you did get information that most of the homeless are actually those who are not thin bloods. Are starting to give him actually a wide berth. There's been some weird shit going on connected to him. They don't want anything to do with it, thanks. Homeless people being fairly insular, they tend to stick to people that don't draw attention to themselves, and Jacob has been a little more high profile than they would like for him to be.
Okay. So he's out in outer East Portland last week, and he's giving people the heebie-jeebies. Like, if you aren't a little fantastic, you don't want to be near him.
Well, do you tell us about the vehicle and everything?
Yeah.
Any chance of a plate?
No. He has actually, he's been changing plates and or driving without plates, which recently has been sort of a thing
Yeah.
throughout Portland.
Yeah.
Cops have not been pulling people over for anything other than major violations, which means lack of a vehicle plate, lack of stickers. That's not that big of a deal as far as they're concerned. They're not going to go ahead and do anything to you unless you are making a menace of yourself on the road.
Yeah.
Is it a Winnebago, or is it a Winnebago as in generic RV?
Generic RV. Shit. I know.
Yeah. And I don't mean the two friends in the Winnebago.
So we're going
Lord
back
Dark
to
Helmet.
Mel Brooks.
Well, it's either that or Monty Python. Take your pick.
Okay,
Yeah,
so
flip it.
So we've got him operating out of a generic RV, last seen near Fairview.
How long ago?
About a week ago.
What's the traffic cam or local?
Well, considering it's right by a medical center, might have some better bits. I can take a look.
Any chance of a real-time check?
Probably. It's not hard to tap into ODOT.
Yeah, it's really not.
So where are we going?
Do technology and investigation.
Ooh, and I'm using my computer, so I get an extra one.
There you go.
Yes, same here. Science and tech, or?
Yeah, science and tech, please.
Oh, shit.
No, you're good.
Oh, okay.
As long as the others aren't all failures, so you're good.
Well, what the hell am I doing
So
with
what are you
that?
rolling a 24?
I was gonna say.
What do you roll that? Okay, still a fail, but not bad.
Yeah, at least it wasn't a botch.
So 2.
2 successes.
3.
Okay.
Boot it up now.
You do see a generic Winnebago. Looks like what the back window is smashed out, covered in visqueen of some sort. Not quite. It's opaque. It's not black. It's that not clear, but definitely not see-through.
Frosted?
Frosted.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, the so-called window
been-
tinting stuff.
Yeah, repeatedly, like taped up. You know, it's the shit you put onto your windows when you're wanting to go ahead and block it off for when you're painting. That shit.
Yes.
2-3 layers of that, duct taped to hell and gone.
All windows or just the back?
Just the back, at least as far as you can tell. It's there probably 3-4 days out of the week, about a block down from the wall is concerned. You can just see it on one of their cams. Doesn't ever seem to have anybody of note that you can discern going in and out. There's no details of it. It's far enough away you can't get much. But he does seem to have a fairly regular in and out clientele. Usually dusk and dawn.
Bringing items?
Bringing items in,
Taking items out.
not necessarily looking like they're taking items out. But could be that they're taking items out that are small enough they can palm.
Right, right. But like if they walk in with car batteries or catalytic converters, they're not walking out with said
Right.
car batteries and catalytic converters.
Exactly.
Can you track it when it moves? If it's there every few days, it's got to move at some point. Is there any way, maybe through traffic cams, we can track where it goes?
We could try. If it hits the freeway, though, probably not.
You know from your connection with everything that there are 2 specific freeway cams on 84 and 1 on 205
Yep.
that you can go ahead and take a look at to see if he happens to hit across there. But there's about 20 different exits in between those.
Yep.
So he may or may not. It's a crapshoot.
Can we tell the brand of the RV?
No, everything that is, the only thing that's distinguishable
Is that
about it
window.
is that window.
What about the colorway? Because I know.
It's a black and white CCCT.
Oh shit. 'cause I was gonna say-
CCTV.
Damn.
It's all grayscale.
Okay, because I know like a lot of each RV company has very specific livery.
Yeah.
Anything
that-
about the pattern on that? Even if it's black and white, patterns are still
Nope.
recognizable.
No pattern. It is a solid color all the way around. Seems to be
It's so
generic
logo.
gray.
That
Interesting.
in and of itself is unusual for an RV.
Yeah, yeah, because
That would make it stand out if you know what you're looking for.
yeah, because even then there's usually
On the black and white, it seems to be a generic gray. That could mean anything from a dark cream to a light gray
To a
to a
screeching pink.
mid-range blue.
even a yellow.
Even a yellow.
Yeah.
So not really much as far as color is concerned. You'd probably need to go ahead and
Get eyes on it.
get eyes on
Yeah.
it at some point to see.
Have we burned Victor yet?
No. Well,
Would he be willing, or
no,
should we
haven't
tap
burned it.
someone
No,
else?
No. We haven't burned him in that sense, but he was spotted when we had him tracking Christine's batteries.
True.
Or Celeste's batteries.
Let's find someone else then, and we can tuck him away for a few days.
Victor is.
A ghoul of mine. Well,
It's a
one of them.
handy resource. That's who he is.
Have you collected enough information to put out a all points bulletin?
That's what that's what I'm trying to figure out.
I mean, we could do it, but
Do we
I
have
can't
connection?
guarantee that they aren't already owned.
Plus, there's the little matter of apparently someone in the PD has decided to tell them to start following us.
Yeah, wouldn't trust them here.
So I don't know if any contacts we have in the police department aren't already compromised. When we were looking for the tattoo artist, we went to his studio, and coming out, we noticed the generic PDX detective Crown Vic following us. And took off. So I don't know if they've given up on that or not.
I wouldn't trust them.
I wouldn't trust. Yeah, I'd be reticent to reach out to contacts in the cops at this point. Probably need to recultivate. new-
Portland Police?
Correct.
Well, this is out in Fairview, Gresham area. So technically it's a different police department,
Right.
maybe even county services,
Yeah.
different county.
Do we have
Potentially.
contacts in the county sheriff's department?
Oh, I could
Wilma?
make them.
I will defer to the Nosferatu on this.
Usually a safe
You have
bet.
a reputation.
People keep telling me this.
One day we will stop being surprised.
Yeah, give me about 2 minutes.
Okay. Go ahead and roll manipulation and persuasion for me, and politics.
And if this doesn't work, I'm just gonna hack their system and make it look like it's done.
That's fair.
All successes.
Nicely done.
Any of them crits?
One crit, not on the blood.
Okay. Nicely done. Yeah.
Done.
Smaller
You
hands.
find you find just the right person and just the right dial to twist. And oh yeah, they're more than happy to go ahead and assist you. Of course, ma'am, we'll be more than happy to go ahead and take care of this for you. Let me put that in there right now. And what information? Okay. Yeah, no, not a problem at all. No, I totally understand. Let me get that to you right now. Would you like a copy of that email to you? I can get that to you. No problem. We'll get a paper copy out to you as well. Is that okay?
Triplicate, please.
Oh, definitely. Not a problem at all. We'll get that right out on the server. It's getting sent out right now.
Can I get an update once it's done?
Of course, not a problem. That'll be probably in about 20 minutes. I can go ahead and have a confirmation to you that all of the police officers in the area have gone ahead and received that on their scanners, and we'll be on the lookout right then.
Okay. And then if you do happen to locate it, I'm assuming you're going to take possession of it. Would you notify me as soon as possible? I'd like to make sure that my insurance is happy with me and not screaming, and that any case I have to file is taken care of.
Oh, of course, definitely. I'll even make sure that I know, exactly which tow place it's going to be going to and who's using the thing. We can go ahead. We'll get that all to you. Not a problem whatsoever.
Make sure you get the VIN number.
That actually is included when they do that. So I know this because that happened to me once.
Oh, yeah. Get the VIN plate.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Thank you, love.
Yeah, so no problem at all. Boy, this person has just, bent over backwards and several sideways.
So was that a Gresham or was that county?
That was county. Strange for county, but definitely county.
Clackamas County.
And she is just all about wanting to go ahead and help her new friend.
You see, I told you. I knew you had the right person. You could find that easily.
If I couldn't have, I would have just broken their computer system to make it happen anyways.
I like the fact that you used the old ways. You used your voice, you used your intonation. It's very
Work off of
Tiring.
181st. That's my job currently.
effective.
Tiring.
I actually work in that area off of 181st.
Yeah.
And there are
So how long?
rough sleepers hanging out around
So
there.
that was county?
That was county. That would have been a Multnomah County.
Okay, so that means we probably don't have too long to wait. Could be a couple of days.
Yeah. But there is a police shop right down the road from there. On
Well.
181st.
Would it be unusual for somebody like yourself to make more than one connection?
Oh, don't worry. We'll let this one run.
Okay.
And as soon as I have the actual back channel in, we're good. Don't need the humans. They're just useful.
Tamina looks at all of you. So, now that you've all met, Trinice and I do have some work that is needed elsewhere. And I also need to catch up with my Caliph to find out what's happening with Christine. So,
Do you need to borrow a suite?
no, thank you.
Work.
That's enough. I'm leaving now.
Use those carefully.
Don't let the door bite you on the way out. And they go ahead and take their leave.
Oh, goody.
So, at this point, you have some leads to find Jacob. You've met one another. What would you like to do? You have probably about another 4 or 5 hours before morning, before sunrise.
Probably a coffee break beforehand.
I am not going to mention the tower at this stage,
Okay.
Okay.
but
Of course, he'd already know about the tower, because
Well, that's what we don't know. I want to see if he knows. What day of the week is it?
It's a Sunday? No, I beg your pardon, Monday. He came in yesterday.
So, now that we have a ball rolling on Jacob, do we want to check this? Oh, wait a minute. We did determine that there were cameras pointed at it. I want to do a dig on the demolished building. See if
Okay.
there have been insurance claims filed.
Okay.
If there's any crews trying to scavenge through the wreckage beyond standard cleanup crews, specifically anything with 3 C's on its iconography.
Yes.
Okay, investigation and finance.
Finance?
Yes,
Oh, that's
right.
finance.
Right.
Is it if you need money to grease the wheels, I'm more than able to help.
We shall see.
Investigation and finance?
Yes.
Yeah, somebody else make that roll. I got 0.
Well, as it turns out, I do have connections within the financial industry. Would that make a
Yeah.
difference?
Yeah.
All right. So
I'll
you said
definitely
it.
assist.
Which ones again? I'm sorry.
Finances.
Finance and
Investigation.
investigation.
Finance, investigation.
one has to be your blood.
One has to be the blood die.
Did you want to borrow one of mine?
Oh, no, I'm good.
I've got many.
I'm good. And then I do have an equivalent of finance 3 in influence. So is that
That should
another?
add extras, wouldn't it?
Yep, that would add, is it a 3?
Yeah.
2 extra?
Yeah, 2 extra.
2 extra. Okay.
Can I throw politics on this? Because somebody's got to get the permits, maybe.
That's fair.
Okay.
Yeah, that would go ahead.
Take a drink.
Blooper reel.
Okay. So
Get it later.
do ones have any significance?
If they're on the
Yeah.
blood die and you failed everywhere else, yes.
No. Then we're okay. So I got 1 critical. I got 1 success. I got 2 successes. So,
Okay, so it's a total of 3 successes.
Yep.
3 successes, all right.
I got 2 total successes.
Okay.
Oh, I don't got any finance.
okay.
However, I would love to do it as a computer technology run with the investigation.
Okay, I will let that run, sure. Especially since you've gotten the assistance from these two from the finance end, you can go ahead and be pointed in the right direction.
We'll reroll that. Oh, that was stupid to reroll.
forgive me. Why are we pursuing this avenue?
Because it'll help us determine whether or not they've given up or if they're doubling down.
The SI.
Yes.
4.
4 successes, all right, so. Several different insurance claims have been made.
Same company?
2 different companies. Phoenix Corp.
No, I mean,
Wait, Phoenix Corp has filed a claim?
Phoenix Corp has filed a claim.
Okay. And I'm assuming Ignatius.
Yes, Ignatius has filed a claim. And the 3Cs has filed 2 claims.
2 claims?
2 claims.
Okay.
They are claiming not just for the physical damage, but they are also claiming some sort of an espionage. There's an espionage clause in one of theirs that they have decided to try to claim on.
Interesting. What has the news labeled this as? I'm assuming domestic terror.
Yeah, yeah.
It was the cleanest. It was 9/11 tower coming down level clean, but
Yeah, they have claimed that for some reason it was, although it seemed to be a planned demolition, no demolition permits were filed, and while no one seemed to be harmed in the the blast.
That's a bunch of bullshit.
You know, the owners and the renters of the building have been stating that some sort of domestic terror due to what is it? Intellectual espionage.
Corporate espionage.
Corporate espionage. Yeah.
Any mention of the PMC?
No.
I'm going to call a friend at the local news.
Okay.
Let's see. Pick a channel, and she probably knows something at all.
And while you're doing that,
Do Fox 12. Why not?
Oh,
Because it's
sure. Let's go to Fox 12.
Because it's funny.
Oh, wait a minute. We're going to go Fox 12.
while you're doing that, were they all the same insurance company?
No, 2 different insurance companies.
Which one claimed which company?
Phoenix Corporation was doing a claim on one of the physical damage. They had apparently rented one of the other floors.
They weren't on the list, but okay.
They weren't on the list that you were aware of.
All right, they weren't on the manifest.
But they were claiming loss of intellectual and physical properties through, what was that? Red Star Insurance Company.
Find out who owns Red Star.
And the other one was through...
His name is probably Vadim. you know, Red Star. And
Yeah.
Yeah. And the other one is
Goes by the
through
name
just
Bobby.
standard insurance.
Farmers or something.
Yeah, basically.
Sure.
So Ignatius and 3Cs were the same company?
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, that kinda is suspicious.
So I'm going to call the night desk, the guy I know on the night desk over at Fox.
Okay.
Good call.
Fox News, this is Chris. How can I help you?
Hey, Chris, it's Deirdre. How you doing?
Hi. I haven't heard you in a hot second. How are you?
It's been crazy, especially the thing with the building downtown.
What in God's name was that? Do you know anything?
I was actually calling to ask you guys because I know you guys got the investigation team that are cracking.
I mean, you know,
I've been getting all the crank callers. You know my show.
Oh, that's fair. Yeah.
drink?
No, last I heard, there was some sort of, scuttlebutt around here is, it's obviously has to be some sort of a domestic terror coming from, with some sort of fingers in the pie of over in Russia or some shit. I don't even know.
Yeah, that's kind of what I've been hearing too. But no news of the bodies or anything like that.
What, there were bodies?
Oh! You guys haven't found? I got multiple callers in to my tip line saying that they witnessed easily 20 body bags pulled out of that building, thrown in plain black hearses, not even ME label on them.
We were there 15 minutes after they got there, or after it went down. There wasn't anything there, dude.
That's weird. One of my guys claimed to have pictures of it, but I'm still trying to track that down.
Yeah, no, they didn't have anything there. No bodies, no nothing. It was just a pile of rubble and a whole bunch of old, scientific crap.
You guys were on site in 15 minutes of the blast?
Well, yeah, we have a building right there across the water.
Yeah, okay, I'll grant you that.
It was a slow night.
Yeah.
Jessica decided she was going to go ahead and take off, and
I was getting ready to go to a convention and ended up having to cancel because of this.
yeah,
Because
no.
they locked the airport down the minute that sucker went out. The
Of
minute they started
course.
talking terrorism, they locked it.
You sneezed the wrong way and they locked down that damned airport, I
that's
swear.
Ain't that the truth? All right. Well, do me a favor if you would, love. If you hear anything else about it, drop me a line at the studio address.
Oh, sure, not a problem.
Cool. And if I hear anything that I think you guys might find juicy, I promise I'll reciprocate.
Awesome, thank you.
Hang on one second.
Yeah.
I hit the mute button.
See if you can't get any of their raw footage.
Yeah. Here's a weird one for you, Chris.
Yeah.
Any chance I could convince you to give me the raw footage for the reporters that were on site?
Funny you should mention that.
Okay.
It's gone.
It's been misplaced.
I see. As in the footage is missing, or the cards are missing, or what?
As in, the cards are missing, the footage is gone, we have nothing.
And that doesn't sound that hasn't triggered your investigator guy? I mean, this sounds right up Sam's alley.
Sam's gone too.
I see. Curious. You realize, my dear, that you are just giving me a perfect show.
I mean,
If you want a guest on, I know you can't because you don't want to risk your
Can't.
job.
I'm sorry.
But, oh my God. Oh, honey, I think I'm going to owe you several drinks after this.
I may need several bottles after this.
Tell you what, love. Tell me, you dealer's choice. You tell me what you're looking for, and I'll see what I can get you.
I mean, I wouldn't say no to a top shelf vodka.
Oh, you know I've got you covered there.
Oh, I love you.
Particular flavor. Particular flavor.
Yeah, no. If you got a preference on that, drop me a line, and I'll see what I can do. I'll dig you some up. Shouldn't
All
be
right.
too hard.
Yeah. Well, I mean, if I dig up anything, definitely I'll let you know. But
Yeah, and
literally,
if I get anything that isn't too out there, because my audience.
yeah.
I mean, I love them to death. they pay my bills, but some of them are like that shadow guy. Wow.
Wow.
So yeah, between him and his big feats, but yeah, no. If I come across anything, I don't want to use the word actionable, but less fantastical, I will definitely pass it your direction.
Awesome. Yeah. If I find, I mean, it could be that it just got misfiled somewhere. I'll go digging around and see what I can find. But literally, I mean, Rebecca lost her shit.
I bet. I mean, did it even make it into the studio, or
It didn't. I mean, we did the live
it disappeared
feed.
between the feed?
Yeah.
What about the capture of the live feed?
I
Is that
have
gone
no
too?
idea. I need to go spelunking down there. I don't know. Rebecca said she had it, but then we got back and there was nothing other than the direct live feed onto live TV.
That's something
Unless
else.
somebody's gone through and recorded it somewhere. I don't know where it is.
Who was the camera guy?
Who'd you end up sending out on that one?
Some new intern guy. Jim Jacob, maybe? I don't know.
Jacob?
Yeah, some weird ass guy. Rebecca found him, and I don't know where. I don't know. I haven't seen him since.
Interesting. Interesting. Okay, cool. Well, or not cool in this case, but listen, honey, if you get anything new, like I said, let me know, and anticipate a nice top bottle of aviation coming your direction.
Nice, thank you.
And
This episode is not sponsored by aviation.
however,
But it could be.
Ryan, if you're watching, Ryan Reynolds, ship it on over.
We'll even go across the town and go pick it up.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Anyway, back to. So yeah, I'll keep an eye open for you and let you, and keep me posted. All right.
Okay, not a problem. Yeah, definitely.
All right. Say hi to Cindy for me.
All right, take care.
Catch you later. Bye.
Bye.
You'll never believe who the cameraman was that they sent.
Oh, I believe you had speaker going.
Jesus Christ.
Our pal Jacob.
Yeah. Can you get into their file servers? I know it's a dumb question, but I'm asking you anyway.
Yeah, we can give it a crack. Yeah.
Forgive me for asking, but wouldn't it be easier to ask people who saw him what he may look like, or do we have a description?
That would be reaching out to Rebecca. And
good old human intelligence,
Yeah, no,
so to speak.
I hear you.
Humans make the worst
If we're going into,
eyewitnesses.
however, if we're going into the servers anyway, they have to get it details on anyone they hand a camera to.
Yeah, they'd have
Because
to
they
have
have to
photo
go through
ID.
background and everything, even interns.
Yeah.
So if you want to go into their servers and try and track down Jacob,
Yeah, give it a go.
maybe we can finally get a picture of this guy.
Now, I'm by no means a Luddite,
Right.
but when it comes to what you are describing, that would take a significant amount of understanding and knowledge.
To delete it?
Or interrupt a feed?
No, he's not saying they interrupted the feed. He's just saying that the raw footage never made it back to the studio. They did the live feed, and that was it.
Okay.
So the record never made it.
So the raw footage and the recording from the cameras never made it back to the studio, which implies that the cards were either, well, most likely the cards were ganked. And if Jacob never got, I should have asked him if the cameras went missing too. Although he wouldn't necessarily know that.
Cameras may have made it back, and he might have just not. And nobody would have checked if he just checked in the camera and left.
Right.
And would check the main feed if.
How
She
well
thought
do
she
I
had
get
it in
along
the
with
pocket.
Rebecca?
Ooh, you and Rebecca have butted heads for several years, ever since you debunked a couple of the a couple of her articles, or rather her
Segments?
segments on haunted history of Portland. Whoops.
Do I still have her number?
Yes, you do.
Oh, this ought to be good.
I can try and call Rebecca. It's going to take some schmoozing, but
You do that, I'll go the back way.
Yeah,
all right.
I'll follow you in.
However, I will
And,
absolutely be begging Fluffy for a coffee at this point.
It's fair. I think with that, we're going to go ahead and take a break. And we'll come back and find out what these guys dig up. We were doing some checking up to find out whether or not you had any inroads to find that missing video.
Yeah, so...
And to see if we could find Jacob.
Well,
Just see if you could find
we're
Jacob.
looking for
Yeah.
Jacob and the footage.
Thank you. Yes.
Because hopefully the raw recording, while the footage... we're not talking about
Sorry.
Lady Gaga, but
I'm so sorry.
No, you aren't.
No, you're not.
all bad romances can wait. The feed, because they archive their feeds on their things, so we could at least maybe have gotten the archive of what was put over the air, and if that doesn't work, if we happen to know anybody who happens to know anybody on a national level,
Maybe they saw it.
maybe they saw it and recorded it or whatever. But let's see what they've got first, and as well as Jacob.
Okay.
Because Avril
Especially if we can get
Lancaster
a
over here.
picture of Jacob, because they have to keep that shit for legal reasons.
Yep.
Fair.
You know, and Mr. Avril Lancaster over here is going to try and. I'm a World War II buff too, my friend. He's going to see about calling in some favors and say, hey,
An airstrike?
where'd
Moving
all the women
Still
go?
waiting on my toys.
Yes.
I'm waiting on mine. You get yours, I'll get when I get mine.
Oh my. All right.
Oh, wow, then.
So who is doing what first?
Okay. I guess you and I are going to try breaking into the servers and see if there's anything.
Shouldn't be too hard.
Shouldn't be.
Do the
So,
local thing first.
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. Tech and investigation.
Okay.
Anything else you want me to throw in there?
1, 2, 3.
Trying to figure out how many hands I need.
Yeah, me too.
Well, you get your computer dice.
Yeah, I think tech and investigation should do.
Okay. Not horrible. I got 4 successes.
Okay.
Wait. Nope, sorry, 3.
Okay.
4.
Okay. You don't find jack shit.
No Jacob, no file, no nothing.
No Jacob, no file, no nothing.
Interesting.
Well, that's not legal.
You think?
If I didn't have friends that worked at the station, I'd just fucking go ahead and just report them.
No, we could just start tapping people at coin, too.
Yeah.
Because Jacob couldn't have filmed for them as well.
Well, okay. Let's.
Let's see what we get.
Yeah. Let's.
I'd like to take a step higher.
Okay.
Okay.
I'd like to go. I have some connections with the high society segments of our great culture here in these United States, and
Am I sensing sarcasm in that statement?
it's a tool. And with that, maybe call up the chain of command to the national affiliate.
All right.
See if there's somebody who is in charge, but not necessarily technically inclined, who can give access to my assistants on the technical level for whatever feeds may have come through.
You can certainly try. Sure.
Alrighty then. Okay, so what would be acceptable to roll?
I would say let's do politics and manipulation.
Okay, politics, manipulation. That's another 3. All right, and then considering I have high society influence on a city level, if I'm pushing it to national.
City level is not national.
Well, I know, but that's
Yeah.
why I would say that I would be reducing.
Yeah, I would say,
Dice.
yeah.
So, all right. And then one of these has to be
Yep, your blood
blood
die.
die. Okay, I got a critical on the blood.
Okay.
Critical. That's it.
Messy crit.
Messy.
Messy
crit.
crit.
Success is messy crit.
Okay.
This is gonna get interesting.
yeah.
You have to yell at somebody.
I would move into. I mean, politics is one thing, but persuasion is something I'm much more skilled at.
Messy crit means your beast gets involved.
You're telling me what I'm.
So you reach out to the national affiliate. You find after you get through the peon, you find a gentleman by the name of Ryan Masterson, who is one of the VPs of the National Fox affiliates. Ryan is out in the Washington, D.C. Office, and he's a very, to-do. He is very happy to let you know that he will do whatever is necessary to find out what, if anything, he can do to make sure that the local affiliates in the Portland area goes ahead and gives you whatever it is that you happen to need.
They don't have it is the problem.
Excellent. Get right on it.
Excellent. I will do so, yes.
They captured it. They captured it on the national level.
That's
Because
what
they don't have it local.
Local's gone.
He's telling you Portland's gonna get it to us.
No,
Yeah.
I'm saying, did you capture it?
Oh, no, unfortunately we didn't. We don't usually go ahead and do a subsequent recording from the local to the national level. Things like this don't necessarily go ahead and make
Are you doing
rate for...
Click.
Are you doing this on speaker?
He has nothing.
On a national terrorist event, he's got nothing?
Nothing.
Okay. I'm going to give Rebecca a try, and then if that doesn't work, we'll hit coin.
I was going to say, do you reckon any of the other stations would have it?
Well, let's try Rebecca first.
Okay.
I don't know, maybe she still thinks I'm pretty.
Bounce a few times before she'll feel better.
I'd have to be in her presence to do that. And also I'd have to go home and switch to the push-up bra.
You mean you don't keep an extra one?
Not in this dress, honey.
Surprised you don't
Push-up bras didn't come out till after this dress was made.
I'm just saying, I'm surprised you don't keep an extra wardrobe change with you at all times.
Oh, I do at my other spot, but we're not at the other spot right now. We're meeting here to meet the new guy.
Ladies,
You're both pretty.
make the call.
You're pretty when I'm quiet.
I don't know
Dial
how
the
to
phone.
take that.
Dial the phone.
Okay.
Call up.
Rebecca Ingerson, how can I help you?
Hi, Rebecca. It's Deirdre.
Oh, God.
Yeah, I know.
What do you want?
I need some information if you've got it, and I'm willing to make it worth your while.
This better be good.
The building that got demoed?
Oh, fuck. That thing?
Yeah.
Oh, what about it? That's
I've gotten
like
a bunch
2
of
days
my-
ago news.
Yeah, but 2 days ago, news did not mention the bodies.
I'm sorry, what?
I have had a ton of callers call in and tell me there were bodies, at least 20, pulled out of that site.
Don't.
And a couple of them are reliable sources.
I can tell you that I was there within 12 minutes and I didn't see any bodies.
Well, but at 12 minutes it would still be rubble, wouldn't it?
Yeah?
So would they have started pulling bodies yet?
I mean, I didn't see anybody there. We had, they told us that there weren't any bodies in there. They wouldn't let us get in more than about a block away anyway. But I didn't see anything. I managed to go ahead and sneak around behind everything. But
Did you see anything of interest back there?
dust and a shit ton of broken ass machines.
Oh, God. Yeah, no, I remember right after the aftermath in New York, I was there.
It was awful.
Yeah, it was. Okay, well, listen. They came to me with this, and like I said, a couple of the sources who, under condition of anonymity, who told me this are reliable. And yeah, I do a lot of the freak show shit on my show. But
Yeah, a
you
little
also
bit.
You also know that I do dabble in serious journalism, and when these people are talking bodies and they're not being talked about, who better to go get it than you guys? I mean, all differences aside, you and I have had our differences, but you know damn well when it comes to the truth, I'm gonna pull for it.
I mean, that's fair, I guess.
I will. I just thought you might want to make use of it, because if anybody deserves this, come on. How many of us ladies get the proper credit we're due as programming directors?
Nobody.
There's my point. I'd rather give it to you than Joey over at Coin.
I would appreciate that. Joey doesn't deserve it.
No, he doesn't.
Not since Mendocino. All right.
There's another story. We're gonna have to go have drinks over sometime.
Oh, yeah, you don't even want to know.
Oh, you're just making me curious now, but that's okay, dear. Look, I think it's time we bury the hatchet, and we both said some rather heated items, and I apologize that I was upset about that situation with James, but in the end, the best girl won.
Well, in the end, James ended up cheating with me on one of the interns. So, technically, I didn't win either.
Oh shit, I am so sorry, honey.
Oh, that's okay. I have his balls up against my wall.
Oh, please tell me that's literal.
No. But he won't be working here in Portland anymore.
Oh, You go, girl. Speaking of interns, hey,
Yeah.
I had an application for an intern position at the station the other day, and he cited your studio as one he'd worked at recently.
Oh, really?
Yeah, some guy by the name of Jacob.
Oh, that shitheel? No. Don't even. No. Don't. No. Nope.
What happened?
No. He took off with half of my computer with half of the studio equipment after the shoot.
After which shoot?
After that shoot.
After the building?
Yeah.
He took off with the equipment.
Yeah.
Oh my fucking god.
Haven't found him since. That's $5,000 worth of equipment gone. And guess whose ass is on the line?
Just to confirm, we're talking about the same Jacob. Can you confirm his last name for me?
He didn't. Well, he told me it was Sanderson.
Jacob Sanderson. Okay. That sounds about right. You know what? Here's what I'm going to do for you, dear. I'm going to go, next time, I'm going to be in the studio again tomorrow for some prelim work anyway.
Yeah.
I'm going to see if I can track down his address based on that intern sheet. And I'll go ahead and shoot at your direction so you can make a police report and nail his ass to the fucking wall. This is
Okay.
bullshit.
Yeah, definitely. I'm willing to. I'll send you over what he went ahead and applied with. I mean, I've got his application still here.
Oh, you are a dear.
We didn't get any photos of him, but we got the application.
How? I thought you guys were required to do photos.
We were. Speaking of James.
Oh, fuck me.
Yeah.
Oh, honey, I am so sorry.
That would be why he's no longer working.
Yeah, no, I don't. Yeah, you want me to reach out to a couple of our local other markets and plant a few bad words there?
You know what? Last I heard, he was being sent to Fort Lauderdale. Good luck
Oh
to
my
him
God.
and the rest of the weirdos down there.
That's a fucking cesspool.
He can go chase after Florida Man all he wants.
Oh my God. Okay. Well, you know what? Yeah, that sounds like he's getting his comeuppance.
At
Okay.
least.
So yeah, go ahead and shoot me that app, and I will confirm with what I've got on my side, and shoot you what I have, and see if we can't nail this asshole.
Cool. Sounds fantastic.
Right.
I will send that over to you probably in about 10 minutes.
All right, let's catch up and do drinks, okay? Because this has been too damn long.
That sounds good.
All right, I'll talk to you later.
All right. Bye.
Bye. Sanderson.
Okay. Anything else? Did you get a picture? What?
They didn't take a picture.
Fingerprints? Nothing?
Nothing.
Once again, I've been
Aren't they
told.
supposed to?
Once again, I've been told that expensive equipment can be tracked by certain means.
If it gets sold, it has to be sold first. They don't do. Unfortunately, you can't do like Find My's in cameras.
Yeah, 'cause I'm
Well, let me rephrase
pretty
that.
sure they didn't load jack
Not in
that
news
shit.
cameras. They don't
that the
typically
term?
low jack nose.
LoJack, is that the term?
Yeah.
Yep.
Yes.
But
It's a bit archaic nowadays, but yeah.
that being said, we have a name. We have a possible last name for Jacob.
This James individual.
Oh God. Yeah. Yeah.
Sounds like he
This I've got to hear.
sounds like he was working directly with the photos of some kind.
He was their compliance manager for a while.
And
And
he's
it was his job to make sure that people who come in, I won't bore you with the drama, but as compliance manager, he's in charge of making sure photos are taken, fingerprints are done, background checks are run, all that other fun shit, and it sounds like he slacked off on the job on this one.
I may beg to differ. And by that I mean, if he was in charge of these things and Jacob was meant to do a thing, then at this point, could he have been told to do a thing? So that Jacob,
As in compelled?
or just monetarily compelled. You have to remember, it could be ideology, it could be ethics, could be
Could be a blowjob. That would
So-
track with James. I'm sorry.
You said
Yeah,
something
no, it
about
would.
James moving on.
Yeah, he's apparently found his ass relegated to Palm Beach.
Is that a recent development or something that we may be able
very
to?
recent.
It can
Well,
be.
it's since it's in the week. It's been a week.
So he's already there.
Yeah.
Okay.
Do you want me to create a last name for James, storyteller?
Oh, sure. Sounds like you guys may go ahead and chase after him a little bit, if only to go ahead and,
Make his life
twist
miserable.
some balls.
Encase him in acrylic and mail him to.
Rachel opens up a box. Woo!
Yeah.
What do we have here?
So lifelike.
They do look like hats.
Wow.
You can chase the vein.
Oh my god. Okay.
Hang him off the back bumper with the sticker that says
No,
literally
no.
powered by D's nuts.
Andrews. James Andrews.
Okay, James Andrews it is.
Andrews it is.
We can chase after him if you want. I get the feeling he's not going to be much. Whether he was paid off or compelled, or he was just really fucking bad at his job, which I'm actually kind of leaning towards that option.
Never confuse malice for incompetence.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right.
It wouldn't hurt to look. We could do a quick check on him, but I don't know that we necessarily want to go too far down that rabbit hole since it's in Florida.
Yeah. Well, it's a thing to do. It's a thing to investigate if all else locally pans
Let's
out
keep it in the
with
know.
nothing.
Yeah, keep track of it.
Do we want to hit coin?
Oh, that's your field.
Good option to see what they got. Especially if they've had a different cameraman.
May I try something?
Of course you may. Please, be my guest.
Pull out my really cute purse here, and I think there's my phone. What's the number?
For coin?
Yes. Come.
I'm whatever the number
All right,
is.
fine.
555 eat me. I don't know.
All right. It probably is actually.
Sorry, coin. I do actually watch you periodically, but
This episode is not sponsored by Coin either, and
Or
it
Fox
won't be.
or Fox
Apparently.
12.
And it
The
never will be
opinions.
now.
The opinions expressed are solely those of the characters, not the players.
So sorry. All right.
All right. Ring, ring. Ring, ring.
Coin 6 News.
Hello, my name is Janie St Andrews. I'm the production assistant with Sky News in London. Who am I speaking with?
Oh, this is Annie de Montrier. How can I help you?
Oh, hello, Annie. So we understand you had a bit of a kerfuffle there in town with the loss of one of your buildings. And we would like to confirm with you some of the details, and if you happen to have any footage of that, that would be absolutely spectacular.
Oh,
We'll put it on all of our local affiliates here.
that's weird. Sure. I mean, yeah, we just figured it was an unannounced, I mean, Fox 12 said it was domestic terrorism, but we've actually since confirmed from other sources that it was an unscheduled demolition that was being met. But I certainly do. I have some footage available if you'd like. I can go ahead and mail it over.
If you don't mind, give her one of my fake email addresses.
Okay.
Yes. Ever since the events of that Black September.
Yes.
Yes.
Well,
Anything that tends to blow up in your country unscheduled tends to make international news these days.
that's fair.
Scheduled. Yes, that is how it's pronounced. Yes. So yes. Yes. No, that would be lovely. Thank you, Anne.
Yeah, let me, I can go ahead and dig that up there. Probably give me about 24 hours. I should find it on one of our archives here.
That would be just absolutely lovely. You have been an absolute love, and I do appreciate it.
Yeah, not a problem at all. Thank you for calling.
Thank you. Click. Well, we'll see what they've got. Right. What do you know?
You've officially busted your infiltration cherry. Well done, Elisa.
Woohoo! Hey, that dot in performance came in handy. All right.
Okay, well.
So, who knows? Maybe they caught something of the
You
camera
want to do a
cruise.
search for Jacob Sanderson?
Can.
Worth a
Let's
dive.
see what happens.
Yeah, see what happens.
Once again, do we have enough of a description for one of those all points bulletins?
Not yet.
Okay.
Ooh.
Can you give me a DMV feed while you're doing your thing?
Yeah.
Okay.
Split screen, baby.
Okay. Hit DMV, look for anything registered to a J. Sanderson.
Jace, Jacob,
Oh, yeah.
Jake.
Asshole.
Basically, J.
Jack.
Sanderson.
Yeah.
Anything registered to Sanderson that starts with J.
Okay.
There we go. All right.
That should be a quick search, hopefully.
Investigation tech.
Yep.
I believe the term is cross-reference with Winnebagos.
Shit. I got exactly one success.
Oh.
But it's only the one, so you're fine.
Yeah.
If you'd gotten 2 and it was that, then you'd have been screwed.
You know what? We'll just pop a willpower.
Yeah, you got 1 success.
Roll those again.
Okay.
I mean, if you wanted to, you could waste a willpower and re-roll 3, but yeah, then don't worry about it.
5 successes. Okay. Any of
Probably
them?
still finding nothing, but yeah.
Well, you found a couple of J. Sandersons. 2 of them have, well, one has a 5th wheel and one has an actual motorhome. Neither of them one of them, the one with the 5th wheel is out in Estacada. The other one was registered out in Hillsborough, originally.
What's the year and model of the mobile home?
The mobile home is a 1998 Ridgeway series.
Would that fit the loose description of what we saw on the
It
camera?
would fit the loose description, yeah.
Okay.
Possibility. Get a plate number. Let's track it.
And a VIN number.
Get a VIN number
VIN number.
and an address.
That's what I meant.
Okay. You do get a VIN number and an address.
Okay.
The last known address was out in Hood River,
And how long ago was it last registered?
about 6 years ago. Which also tracks based on what you've seen with the thrashed,
Pretty rundown looking.
pretty rundown looking.
And if he got embraced and became a thin blood 6 years ago,
Looking through, backtracking to his license to see if I can get a picture of him off of that.
Okay, you do get a picture of him. He looks like a much more emaciated Trent Reznor.
okay,
Yeah.
only without the MIDI skills.
Only without the MIDI skills. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, and the instrumentality.
Looks like he may have embraced the crystal meth light life at some
the,
point.
the heroin chic.
And so it is the
chic.
first name Jacob?
His name is Jacob. Yes.
Okay.
At some point, it looks like he probably had some sort of in taking a look at everything you're digging up from him, he does have a long track record with run-ins with the law, mostly due to possession, some mental health issues. Drops off suddenly about 4 years ago.
Okay.
Nothing
here's what we're
else
gonna do.
suddenly happening. No bank
Shoot me his
accounts,
picture.
no nothing.
I'm gonna take his picture. I'm gonna open up a Word doc that has, and pull up our intern application form,
Okay,
and I'm gonna paste his picture in it,
all right.
and I'm gonna put his name, and I'm gonna put the address we have for Hillsborough or whatever, for whatever the last registration was,
Sure.
Yeah, I think it was the Hillsborough
and then
address.
I'll just, put a lot of some lore, because that's not gonna show up in what I screen cap anyway.
Yeah.
The screen cap the top part that has the name, the
The
address
picture
and
and the
whatnot, the
address.
picture, and I'm gonna send it off to.
Rachel.
Rachel.
Yeah, I'm gonna send it off to her and say, "Is this your boy?"
About 2 minutes later. Yeah, don't even bother with this fuckwad.
Address you put down here is in Hillsboro. You could have it if you want to go after him with cops. But yeah, no, I will. If he's stupid enough to come into my studio, I'll make sure he gets to you.
Perfect. Hugs and kisses.
You too. We got him.
Well,
Sure, we at least have an image.
Okay.
So,
I
anything
wonder-
from our sheriff friends yet?
gonna go check, see how their little bit is doing, and if I have to add to their details.
Okay, go ahead and roll for me.
Well done on that news thing.
We're gonna get bigger hands.
Did my best.
We're gonna get bigger hands.
Yeah, we're gonna get bigger hands.
We're gonna need a bigger hand.
We're gonna need a bigger boat.
We're gonna have to quit rolling outside of the box too.
Oh my. I need a bigger box.
Yes, I need a bigger box. That's
Bigger
what
hands
she
and a big box.
said.
I don't know any she that has ever said that.
So we've got 4 successes, 1 crit. Not on the blood.
They're looking. They have found the Winnebago, or the Ridgeway, basically. It is empty and gutted. They found it right around 205th, just on the edge of Fairview.
Does it look or any notice of it smelling off?
Yeah, the cops, as far as the cops are concerned, it was a meth shop. It smells very chemical, high chemical strength. They are hauling it in. Your friend at the sheriff's station has sent you information on where they're sending it, which is a small mom and pop impound yard out in Fairview.
Okay. Did they figure out who they were hunting yet?
Other than the last person that anybody had reported it as being his first name of Jacob, they didn't find anything else about it. They haven't found any identifiable documents in there at all. They're taking prints, but they haven't found anything yet.
Ask them to don't let anybody into that machine. You have a friend in law enforcement who wants to take a look at it.
So don't let them touch it, other than dropping it off. I got somebody who's a cop who wants to come take a look and actually investigate what's going on. You said it was Jacob?
Yep.
Maybe Sanderson?
They didn't actually say anything about a last name, but I mean...
Because that's the guy who I had bought it from when I had it absconded the day after we got it.
Really?
So
Wow.
that might be the guy who did it, if it's a Jacob.
Okay. Well, we will definitely, I mean, if you have this guy's information still, I'm more than happy to add that in.
Yeah, I took a copy of his driver's license.
Oh, fabulous.
So let me send that to you. What's your email, honey?
Oh, sure. And she gives it to you.
Okay. So this is what I have on the guy, and if this helps you guys solve the issue, I would be immensely grateful.
Oh, yeah, definitely. We'll definitely go ahead and take a look and see what we can do.
Yeah.
Tell her she might get a call from a Special Agent Delavine.
Okay. So just so that your impound lot and whoever is working on it knows, my friend is Special Agent Delavine, who is going to come take a look at it.
Okay, yeah, I'll let Hannah know. Yeah,
Okay.
she's the, she and Daryl are the mom and pop that are out
okay.
there.
I just didn't want them to be shocked to have an FBI agent showing up. And
Oh, wow.
yeah, this is actually a bigger issue than
Oh.
just the stolen vehicle.
Oh,
so.
wow. I am so sorry.
No, it's all good. This is just why we're doing what we're doing.
Okay, yeah, no, definitely. I will let Hannah know, about when they'd be coming by, just so I can let her know, we can make sure we have some extra
First
coffee
thing
on.
tomorrow evening.
It'll be probably first thing in the evening tomorrow.
Okay, yeah, no problem.
All right, perfect. Thank you, honey.
Yeah, you're welcome.
All right, bye-bye.
Because I figure it's probably getting late at night, so.
Yeah.
Yeah, you got about another hour or so before,
On to being dawn.
before dawn,
So then I would say tomorrow morning, I'm taking a drive out to Fairview.
Okay.
My condolences. I'm not.
I'm sticking close to home. I've got somebody I need to check up on.
Lank, can I call you Lank? Would you like to come with me? Okay, I'm gonna call you Lank. I had to try. Lancaster, would you like to join me?
I would.
Okay.
And there's one avenue I don't think that we've explored too much yet, and that's the bodies that you keep mentioning. You said that it was somebody on your show. Was that just fabrication, or was that actual?
It was for justifying how I know there were bodies in there.
Excellent. Okay.
I know there were bodies in there because I was there.
All right. I just wanted to make sure. that
They were
you're-
very floored.
Yes, more than 20 of them. Now, admittedly, since it was demo, they were probably pulled out in parts, but... Okay.
Yeah, the fingers have prints.
Yep. Yep.
Oh, does that mean I gotta get you an ID too? You could. Which branch?
Narcotics investigations.
No, I meant how far up the federal line are we going?
FBI, DEA, ATF.
Given a parent age...
Convenience store.
Come on now. Now you're being mean.
No, that's
Cracker Jack box.
that's the tobacco and firearms and alcohol. Yeah.
ATF.
Yep.
Or just go for the gusto. Homeland Security.
True.
You are pretentious enough.
DHS, yeah.
And one of the endorsements on mine says that, so...
Okay. You'll be ready in the morning. Swing through and pick it up.
All right. So you guys are all headed to your respective homes for the evening? Mm-hmm. Okay. Any last minute things to do before the coming of the next evening?
I'm going to get the power suit out, make sure it's all nice and clean.
Steamed and pressed.
Steamed and pressed.
You had mentioned
All the creases
that
just so.
Jacob came from Hood River, or was seen in Hood
Jacob
River?
was last known, his last known identification and registration was in Hood River.
Do we have any indication if he is a thin blood and how long he's been that way?
The only indication that you have is that about 4 years ago, he dropped off the face of the earth.
And the fact that he's a brewer.
Okay.
It's pretty much a thin blood only function.
Once I get, if you don't mind, while you're all here, I think it would be best if we check the Camarilla in Hood River. Is there any Camarilla presence there?
Are there any vampires in Hood River?
It's outside the purview of the former prince.
Yeah, no.
It is Hood River. I would
wildlands.
say it's wildlands, and probably more likely it is Loup-Garou.
I was going to say
Then-
it's all Garou because that's Native American
I would say no, and I will move on, and I will have a nice restful evening.
Yes, there might be a gangrel out there foolhardy enough to give it a go, but
Not the rest
Yeah.
of the schmucks.
Probably nobody else.
Yeah, the puppies don't like us very much.
All right, so you all get a nice evening's rest. Wake up the next morning. Everybody, please make a rouse check.
I get
A
hungry.
reminder?
One die. A success is a 6 or above.
Just not a blood die?
Not a
Doesn't
blood die.
matter.
It's just a single.
9, so
So you're good. You don't get
You're
hungrier.
good. You do not get hungry.
You just
9.
get hungrier.
just standard hunger.
Good.
I'm at 2.
Okay, so you're feeling a little more peckish and cranky. All right. Anything you wish to do before?
No, I'm picturing cranky because we got stonewalled so much yesterday.
That's fair. Is there any way that you would like to go ahead and fix that crankiness before you go out and discuss things with Hannah and Dwayne?
Depends. Are you hungry and cranky when you get to my house to pick up the ID.
I think I'm going to need my wits about me. So can I steal 2 blood?
Fridge.
bags? Thank you. Because it's off, since it's off my normal, I'd have to do 2 of them.
Yes, you do.
So.
Just text Felicity. Make sure you're doing okay.
Oh, okay.
How many are left
Do
in
you have
that
any of that
fridge?
French vanilla creamer still?
You know I don't touch that crap.
All right.
Now the Kahlua is above the fridge.
She tells me this after I've already downed one of them. Oh well. Okay, just down the other one.
So it makes her such a bitch.
How many do I got left in there anyways? I have to go do a grocery order.
You want to just roll a d10 and call it?
16.
Wow.
Cool.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, you're
Apparently I did go shopping.
good. You went
Say, your
shopping
guy-
last time.
Your new guy worked the hell out.
Yeah. No, you're good.
You pay them well.
So
right.
her hair is pulled back in a tight professional ponytail.
Bun.
Okay.
She's got the full thing. She's not doing the full Annie Lennox, but she's just
Nice,
very,
comfortable.
very no nonsense,
A Fed.
a
no
Fed.
nonsense Fed.
All right.
Yeah. A
The
Fed.
80s called.
They'd like their head. They'd like their shoulder pads back.
And their
Yeah.
hairspray.
That's fair.
Less Aquanet.
Yeah, thanks. Everyone's a fucking critic.
Only for you.
Okay, so you guys are on your way, headed out
Fairview.
toward Fairview.
Do you want to come with us in in hidden mode, or
I could come as one of your techs.
Sure, why the hell not? I'll sit back and watch you fuck it up.
Okay. While
faith is
you're
so inspiring?
while you guys are traveling, are you said you wanted to catch up with Felicity?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, please.
Phone, text. How are you?
We'll start with text.
Okay. She hasn't sent you anything other than a few pics of some of the things that she has been working on for research of late.
Okay.
Specifically, she's gotten an invite to go to a dig out in Alexandria,
Wow.
which she's very excited about.
As well she should be.
Because it's not a standard dig. It is actually out in an area that is potentially could be the resting place for Cleopatra.
Just so that we're clear, Cleopatra Ptolemy, lover of Marcus Antonius.
Yes,
Okay. Just gonna say, did they actually ever recover her body?
they do. They do actually. This is a real thing. This is actually just prior to the pandemic. They found potential.
Leader of Temple of Set.
Yeah. So
Excellent.
yeah.
Wow.
Very exciting.
Yes.
She's
Send
super excited about the whole thing. She's
Send her
leaving in
all the
probably about a week.
All the star heart emojis.
Okay.
I heard that must be absolutely fantastic. You know, all the congratulations and have a good time.
Yeah, definitely. Thank you so much again. I would never been able to go and do this without you.
Oh.
And she sends you a little, hugs and kisses, and then I hope you really liked the gift.
Send.
Oh my God, that's so cute.
Adorable.
Adorable. Totally adorable.
Absolutely.
All right. So, headed off. You reach there this time of night. I would say you reach there in fairly record time. Are you
it's
guys
like
going from
7 or 8
downtown? Yeah, 7 or 8 o'clock. It's probably, I'd say,
Well, sunset this time of year is 4:30, so
yeah, so fairly easy. And I would say probably takes you about 45 minutes from downtown.
okay.
Being as it is a Tuesday night, traffic isn't horrible, but you're still on the Banfield, so eh.
So we get there, what, about 7:30, 8 o'clock?
7:30, 8 o'clock, yeah, thereabouts. The Thankfully, Hannah and Dwayne have both been warned that you guys were coming later on, so they did go ahead and keep the gates unlocked for you, although
Is there going to be anybody to meet us?
you do receive you
Or a code to the
receive
gate?
a phone number to call when you reach there, so that they can come out to the gate. There are dogs. Because their house is on the far inside of the lot. So the chain link fence is closed, although it is not locked. So you have a choice. You can either open it up yourself and be warned, or you can call Dwayne and Hannah and have them come down to open up the gate.
And collect the dogs.
What's the name on his badge? Or on his ID? Is it his actual name, or?
We'll probably have Lancaster as the last name. So you could pick your first name.
Joseph.
Okay.
Joseph
You're
Lancaster.
Joseph Lancaster.
Lancaster it is. Ta-da!
Okay.
There's probably extra dog bones in the car.
Grab a couple, stick them in a pocket.
Smart plan.
All right.
Call the number.
Winged Chariots, this is Hannah. How can I help you?
Hi, Hannah. This is Special Agent Delavine. I believe my associate let you know we were coming to check out that SUV, or
Yeah.
the motorhome, rather.
Yeah, I'm glad you're here. We almost thought you weren't coming. Hold on for me just about 10 minutes. I'll be down from and I'll get the dogs. Hold on.
Sounds great. Thank you.
Yeah. She hangs up.
We took the Escalade just because I'm trying to look all official like.
That's fair.
And it's black. Is anybody eating an apple?
Oh my
No, but
god.
there's somebody smoking in the back. Oh, X-Files.
Oh my god.
Oh, there
It's
we go.
amazing. So she comes down, she yells at the dogs, drags them off. hooks
Dogs
them
are
up.
probably not too happy to see us.
Yeah, dogs are a little on the hyper side, but they're obviously they are definitively trained guard dogs, so good
is why
idea on
you
going
got-
ahead and calling. She drags them off, hooks them on their chains, opens up the thing, motions you on. Just go down this road about 2-3 lines. You'll see the trailer down there. Just go ahead and park right there. I'll be right there.
Awesome, thanks. And as I pull up to her, I'll roll down the window, pull out of the pocket. For your pups.
Oh, thank you.
More than welcome.
Goes and tosses each one of them to them.
And we go down to where the motorhome is.
Okay.
No, he did not spike the dog treats.
Thank you. They're just doing their job.
Those are still left over from Chloe.
Oh, okay. They're just doing their job.
I liked that dog.
So she
Yeah, so
comes
did
in.
he, a little too much.
She comes in and meets you guys. So here it is. The lots were popped by the local cops.
Right, right.
Yeah, no.
Has any of the local forensics been through this yet?
They went through when they first went ahead and got it, but they didn't find too much.
Okay.
There wasn't much left out. I would recommend a respirator unless you're going to leave the doors open. We've taken out all of the windows and kept them open too, but it's kind of questionable in there. Super chemical smell.
Understood.
But you do you. I'm going to be up at the house.
Okay.
You're welcome to meet me afterwards for some coffee.
Oh, thank you very much. We may just take you up on that. If we do end up having to head out ahead of time, do you want me to just go to the gate and call you once I'm out so that you can come back and lock it?
That would be appreciated. Yes, definitely.
I can do that. No problem. Thank you very much, and thank you for your time.
Yes.
So let them wait till they meander off a bit. And are fair off away, and I'm going to go in the back and pretend to pull out some PPE.
Okay.
I'll follow suit.
I'm not going to actually put it on, but I'm going to have it.
Yeah. She goes wandering out of sight. She figures, you guys are obviously official, and therefore she's fine with it.
She never asked to see my ID,
Right.
but,
She is of the opinion she is one of those old school people that believes that when one person from the federal agents or from a local cop shop calls and lets her know that another person from a local cop shop is going to arrive, and that's the only other person that's showed up,
Fair
that's
enough.
probably the person that she's going to be expecting. So, she's not, she's human. There's not an awful lot of subterfuge going on in there. She keeps her nose and her business to herself, and for the most part, goes ahead and from there.
So where are the cameras in the impound lot?
Cameras on the impound lot are as you drive through at the very, very beginning. And as you notice, about every 2 or 3 lines in, there is a post-up of cameras there.
Okay. Well, this will be a take it out later kind of thing. Mm-hmm. Go into the whole obfuscate thingy. Grab that kit and that kit. Oh, sorry for pointing. The ones under the 2 back seats.
Gotcha. Grab it.
Okay.
Head on out.
Open the door for me, because you know I
I'm gonna-
can't.
Open the door slowly, looking for any sort of trips. I mean, obviously the cops have been in and out here, but that doesn't mean time delay doesn't exist.
Yeah.
Just looking for anything that looks like it may be trap or wards.
Okay. Make an investigation and awareness.
Okay, I'll give you awareness.
Don't you wish you had me along right about?
You can throw in wits as well. I mean, you've been around you've been around the block enough to go ahead and recognize some things.
2 successes.
Okay.
Do I get to do it too?
Yeah, you can.
Haha. So wits awareness and the wits? Or the investigation?
No, I was gonna say you can't have 2 wits. Yeah, wits, awareness,
Wait,
and
wait.
intelligence. Yeah,
Give me an investigation.
or investigation.
Smaller hands, smaller piles.
Put too many battles. Put some back.
3 successes, 2 crit.
Okay.
Are any of the crits on the red?
Nope.
All right.
So that's a total of 5.
5 crits. All right. Or 5 successes. Okay. Nothing there that you guys can tell is really, I mean, you get the sense, at least walking into this, he did not fear being found out. He did not fear anyone coming in with him being unawares. For
No obvious ward.
however reason, whatever the reason might be that he didn't fear that, take it as you will, he did not seem to feel the need to ward it, booby trap it, otherwise put anything on there that you guys can tell.
So he had the no fucks given plan.
Operation Dillygaff.
Forgive me. Malkavians are known for their ability to see beyond the normal.
Yeah, not all Malkavians have that functionality, fortunately.
No worries.
But I'll do what I can. I'll try to make up for it in other areas. So she's gonna start looking around specifically for if this guy's like Meth City, odds are he's probably gotten bored and carved shit somewhere. So I'm looking for any sort of carvings, etchings, writings on the wall, anything of that looks, beyond the Maytag or Coleman. I mean, stuff that's obviously, looks like a meth head did it.
Okay. With 2 successes,
Well, the 2 successes are on the
That's it.
door.
Okay.
If you want to apply it to the inside, you can. You're the storyteller.
yeah, go ahead and do one more for me, just because it's funny.
I am going to burn a willpower on this one.
Excellent.
Oh, God. And it's a good thing I did. 3 successes with crit.
Okay. All right. So
Or, I'm sorry, 5 successes
5 successes. Okay.
with a crit.
With a crit. So you through normalize, you don't see anything.
Oh, shit. I know what you're going to do. Okay. Go ahead. Bring the pain.
Yep.
To the home viewer, I just kind of might have added a power through experience points recently.
You should never drink anything I give you.
I didn't. Oh, you bitch. I pulled something out of your fridge.
You suddenly look around, and you are seeing a lot of other shit suddenly.
Aliana?
Welcome to the
What?
World of Aspects, my dear.
You are seeing
Did you do anything to those?
carvings being etched on the walls, but it's not the walls of this place.
Okay, this is weird.
You are seeing carvings on a wooden wall. You are seeing phoenixes being drawn. Then you see someone walking up, yelling, and then scratching that out with a carving knife, a wooden carving knife, like a chisel, so that it's not there anymore.
So wood carving knife, not wooden carving
yes,
knife.
a
Okay.
wood carving knife. You see a gentleman that looks an awful lot like Yvonne Corbin.
Do I see Jacob at all?
You do see Jacob.
Is he the one that was yelling, or?
Yeah. And you see Von Corvin, and he looks not okay. His skin ripples. His skin it looks like there's things living underneath his skin,
Aliana?
and they're rippling along. And he's looking over at Jacob and telling Jacob, "You don't know what to do correctly." And the voice you're hearing is this buzzing cacophony of voices all at once.
Aliana?
As I'm sitting there collecting actual samples of places. What?
And you're back.
Whoa, fuck. Did you do anything to those blood bags in your fridge?
Which bag did you grab?
Just the normal from the
Wasn't the one labeled blue, right?
What? No.
Okay, because that's Jonathan's bag.
No, it was normal.
No, then that was fine. That was normal. That was my lunch.
Okay, that's just fucking weird.
Told you never drink anything I give you.
But if you didn't do anything to it, it shouldn't matter.
Why, what the fuck are you tripping on now?
I don't think this is tripping.
Fuck, this is weird.
It's a weird tripping. It's not necessarily tripping.
There's a Malkavian tripping.
Did you break your brain again? Or did your brain put back together?
I don't know.
And you hear the actual
So it
audible
finally
sigh.
It's about damn time.
Seeing beyond?
So apparently, our friend Jacob is involved pretty heavily. And this Antonio character is part of it as well.
Who goes into your extra warehouse? You know, your
I'm the only one.
bunker.
We're the only one that's got keys.
Cool. We're getting this thing towed out of here.
I think that's a very good idea.
Because this, yeah, it does
Fuck,
not
that's
need to.
weird.
What did you see exactly?
So I saw someone carving items into a wooden wall, sigils of sorts, and then someone coming back over with a wooden carving tool, scratching it out, and doing something effectively the same thing but different slightly, chastising the person who did the original carving, saying they weren't doing it right. The person doing the carving initially was Jacob. The person chastising him and sounding not unlike the Borg was Antonio.
Hocus pocus voodoo witchcraft bullshit of Antonio?
Yeah.
The
Okay, yeah, let's get this thing out here now.
Sorry, there's a character in Star Trek, well, not a character, a bad guy in TV series Star Trek called the Borg. They're
It's a hive mind thing.
They're a hive mind.
Yes. Okay. Thank you. Thank you.
And
We
they
don't have time for
that I understand.
long extensions.
they
Let's
talk
go.
in a chorus. That's what this guy sounded like. Like a cacophony of different voices.
Okay.
This is fucking weird. You sure you didn't?
No, the only ones that have been dosed were the ones that had the blue label, and that's because I gotta keep Jonathan under control.
Okay,
you
that's
for your
fucking weird.
efforts.
You have no idea the
no,
efforts
no.
I've gone to.
Don't need to know. Just
Don't want to know.
thank you.
So apparently,
So your brain broke back into regular pieces.
Now
Let's go.
I'm not an occultist by any means, but it sounds what you're describing as if Jacob was learning from Antonio.
Mm-hmm.
And Antonio was a rather ardent taskmaster, and Jacob was no apt pupil.
he was carving phoenix symbols,
Like the.
like the tattoo.
Okay. Open this door. Open the door to the van. Or the Escalade. Wherever the hell we're driving this week. I need you to grab both of those kits. Let's go make the call to the lovely lady and say we have to have this towed now. Because they don't want it contaminating their lot.
Understood.
I may not have the face for running shit, but apparently I can do this.
Sorry, I'm just normally not.
No,
This is new to
honey,
me.
you're not in your left mind or your right or your
I think
center.
I think I'm in my diagonal mind right about now.
Like I said, did you break yourself or did you put yourself back together? Do a head count.
Number 2 apparently opened up a door for number 1 without warning number 1 they were going to do it.
Whoopsie.
Yeah. We're going to have a talk.
I'm staying out of that one.
Okay, so she does all that and gets in the car, and as they're driving off, she makes the call. Hannah was her name, right? Mm-hmm. Call her out.
Winged Chariot, this is Hannah.
Hey, Hannah, it's Special Agent Delavine.
Oh, hi.
Yeah, we found some shit. So here's what we're going to do. For your safety, and especially the safety of your pups, don't let anyone near this thing. We're going to send a tow truck to come get this. We may end up having to send a hazmat team. I got to run this up the pipe and see what they say.
Oh,
Yeah, this is not good. You don't want anybody near this thing.
okay. Well, yeah, no, I had a feeling it was probably not great.
We'll get a truck out here within the next hour. We're going to haul it off to our evidence collection site and process it there.
Okay.
Thank you so much for your assistance. And if you guys start getting any weird symptoms of anything, anything, it doesn't matter what. We're not sure what we found yet, but I don't want to take any chances.
Okay.
Get yourselves checked. I'll give you my business card at the gate, and we'll let me know if you guys start getting any weird symptoms of anything, okay?
Yeah, definitely. Thank you.
Awesome. Thank you very much, and I'm going to make the call to get that truck in, and then we're going to get the hell out of here.
Okay.
Thanks.
Yeah.
Bye.
Bye.
Call Fluffy.
Okay.
Hey, Fluffster.
Oh, he's gonna hate that.
You're gonna hate that.
Hey, boss, what's going on?
Oh, all sorts of fun shit, but I need you to do me a favor. Do you still have that friend who owns the tow truck?
Bro, yeah.
Can you put yourself in a nice 3-piece suit, federal agent-like looking one, and grab that tow truck and come to the address I'm going to send you and tow the mobile home that I'm going to send you a picture of momentarily to warehouse 627?
You want me to tow something in a 3-piece suit?
You're not going to be the driver. I want you to be the passenger. I want your friend to be the driver.
Okay.
Just looking like a normal tow truck thing.
Well,
But you're there as federal escort.
okay.
You got it?
Yeah, I'll go ahead and I'll call Enzio now.
You are a doll. How soon do you think you guys can be out in Fairview?
Well, we're already out in Gresham, so 25 minutes.
Cool. All right. We'll do. I'll wait for you outside the gate.
All right.
Thanks.
Yeah.
Fluffy's grabbing Enzo and bringing it over.
Okay.
I'm to tow it to the same. Ooh, do we want to put it in the same?
Do we have a secondary? Kind of it. No, I can't believe I'm going to do this. I'll take it to my lab.
You want to go straight to the lab with it? I was going to put it in
I've
627.
got the ground.
Yeah, so it's
Got
half
the
of 627.
I want to be able to break this thing down.
Okay. All right. Then
believe I'm
when we
doing
get-
this.
Then when Fluffy gets here, just tell him where you want it.
Okay.
We need to talk to Antonio.
Okay. So, takes a little bit. Fluffy and Enzio arrive with a nondescript, non-marked tow truck.
Yes. I basically explained to him loosely what's going down.
Okay.
I said, just take it to the address that Leon is going to give you. Don't go in it. Just pop it and drop it. Close the gate behind it.
I mean, it looks sketch enough. I don't even know that I want it
Yeah.
attached to anything.
Yeah, we're talking something beyond Heisenberg levels here.
Yeah.
I'll pay for the decon.
Thanks. I think. Okay, come on, Enzio. Let's. Yeah, okay.
Yes.
There'll be a bonus in it. Don't worry.
Enzio is a very, very large 6'7" man who looks like he would probably have gone very, very well at WWE.
Why isn't he on our payroll?
In reality,
is.
he
No, yeah, but-
collects fish, and he's a very quiet, nondescript person.
General Giant.
Yeah, pretty much. I mean, he's very,
Okay, so I'm gonna sit tight outside the gate in the SU or in the Escalade till they haul off, and then I'm gonna. I'm assuming that what's her name's gonna be by the gate. Hannah's gonna be by the gate.
Yep.
She'll walk it up after us, and I walk up to her, hand her business card. Like I said, if you guys get any symptoms of anything, give me a call. Let me know. Get it checked out.
yeah, definitely. Thank you.
But I mean, 99.99999% chance it's nothing.
Okay.
But I'd rather be safe than sorry.
That's completely and utterly understandable. I appreciate that. Thank
No
you.
worries, happy to help. You have a good night now.
All right, you too.
And please, should anyone come calling for this vehicle, call him immediately. Her immediately.
Okay.
Make your roll.
Yeah.
Make your roll. Check that, because I know what you're doing.
Is it immortal?
Oh, yes, she's very mortal.
No roll needed.
No roll needed.
Yeah.
Yeah. She is in absolute okay. Yeah.
Thank you very much.
Honey, you need to grow a beard.
To who?
To her husband who's walking up.
I think you flooded a basement, my friend.
Sploosh.
Defrosted a box, did you?
Oh my God.
That'll be exciting.
Oh, that was horrible. Why did I say that shit? Oh.
Okay, so we're gonna
Blooper reel.
drive. We're gonna let Fluffy take that over there. Ask him to have him call me once he's out of there and lock that up behind him. We're gonna drive over to 627.
Okay.
I'm actually going to call Alyssa.
Or Lisa?
Elisa?
Alyssa, yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
Too damn many A names.
Yeah.
Yeah, pretty much.
But we don't do roadside support despite the tow truck.
That's right.
Should have said Alistair.
No, wrong.
No? Okay.
Wrong guy.
All right. You get a phone call.
Check for, is it a spam call? No? Is it a scammer?
No,
Okay,
it's
cool.
mine.
Wait. All right.
Yeah, so you and your chantry buddies need to go do me a big solid.
Oh, do I need to take a note?
Yes.
Right.
Yes, you're going to want to take a note on this one.
Give us a second. Right, I'm gonna put you on speaker so I can type. Click. Okay, go ahead.
And I rattle off an address that's in the middle of inner East Portland. And it's a warehouse.
Okay.
And there is underground parking
Got
there.
it. Yeah, got it. All right.
Uh-huh. That's mine.
All right.
We just had something towed there that is a bunch of crap that needs to not appear there if somebody's looking for it. And I don't mean regular eyeballs. See if you guys can do some magic for me.
Okay, do you need me to scrub cameras while you're at it?
That probably wouldn't hurt because I don't have a decent enough signal right now.
All right. Yeah, I'll take care of that.
But I'm more concerned about not showing up with
Anybody
extrasensory eyeballs.
Oh, it's one of those then, is it?
It broke Alex.
Broke Alex how?
Like she asked me if I dosed her.
Shit, did you?
No.
Oh, shit.
I did not give her Jonathan's bag.
She going to be? No, that's a stupid
She will put
question.
herself back together.
Okay, or is back together
Whether as normal,
as
yes.
can be, yes. All right.
But I don't want this showing up on anybody.
I will see what I can arrange.
Yeah, I knew you would because you're great. Because this is out of my strength.
But, above average, but yeah, I'll crack right onto it, then get stuck right in.
If you got to get a little extra help, just don't let anybody in there.
Not,
Because they don't want to be in there.
not a worries. Right.
In fact,
No looky-loos.
you might want to make your brain not hurt afterwards. I don't know what's in there, but be prepared. It's apparently not good.
Well, yeah, if it broke Alex.
Yeah.
Shite.
Hence why I said take it up the level if you gotta.
Right.
Sometimes multiple hands.
All right. Do what I can.
Okay.
All right. Thanks, love. Beep. What other assets other than myself do the Tremere have in the area?
Oh, that
Full
is.
Chantry in Milwaukee.
Yeah.
I thought the Chantry was at Lewis and Clark.
Chantry is at Lewis
that
and
where the-
Clark.
Lewis and Clark,
I
yeah.
thought Lewis and Clark was in.
That's why I don't break Lewis and Clark.
That's why I thought Lewis and Clark was in.
So
elsewhere,
you
sorry.
probably let's see here. Roll persuasion and occult
Oh shit, that's the one thing I don't have.
and charisma.
Tremere without a cult or Tremere without persuasion?
Don't be afraid to drop your Slayer's name.
Yeah, if I absolutely have to,
Name drop
persuasion
that bitch.
and occult, you say?
Yes, please.
Okay, well that's pretty much that then.
While we're driving over to 627, you hear Alex talking to herself,
Could
and you hear 3 distinct voices.
Actually,
Accents, tones, the whole 9 yards.
I'm
She's
skilled.
just like, da-da-da-da. Still driving, not even just.
I'm skilled enough to understand that it's under control, and therefore
Back seat
Can I
saying,
put- can I throw
yeah,
etiquette
she's
on that-
just
in on that too?
getting
Yes, you can.
professional advice.
there we go, that's all.
And or yelling.
consultation can come from wherever it does.
Four.
4 successes.
All right. So you call the local chantry, and you speak with Francine.
Okay, hello Francine.
Francine is the ghoul of the head of the Tremere chantry here.
So local region.
Local
Okay,
region.
the local regions. Oh shit, have I presented myself yet?
Yes.
Have I been
Yes.
presented? There we go.
You would
had
have
to
been.
have been,
Or had to
otherwise
have
you would not have been
Allowed into the area.
yeah, you would not have been allowed into the area, nor would you have been able
Sent to the
be put
conclave.
up as conclave.
All right, good. So announce
Well, they
myself.
sent you to the conclave because they thought it was bitch work, but that's beside the point.
Yeah. Well, no, that was exactly my backstory. It's like, yeah, you're expendable. Go. Okay, cool. So yeah, the usual, all the usual pyramid nonsense, and announce myself, child of so and so, blah blah blah.
The Illuminati, yes.
Secret society do exist.
Yes.
Not what it once was.
So the
money, bad
Francine says,
way,
you'll want to speak with Diana about this. Let me put you through one moment.
Thank you.
And phone rings a couple of times. Hello.
Introduce myself, child of so-and-so.
Yes.
Yes. So this is going to be a rather odd request, and I do apologize in advance. I'm using my posh London accent at this moment.
Darling, most things that people request of us are odd. What do you need?
Explain to Diane what was explained to me over the phone,
Yes.
the need for secrecy, and the need to keep prying eyes away.
Well, of course, anything for the Coterie is good for us as well. So we can be there probably, say, about 2 hours, if that is amenable.
You get a pop-up on your computer saying, if needed, say it's for Alexander Kinley's niece.
Okay. So yes, this will be for Alexandra Kinley's niece.
Oh, well, then in that case, yes, we shall be there, say, in about an hour.
1 hour? Question mark, send.
See if you can squeeze to 30.
We'll try, send. I'm really sorry to have to be an absolute pain about this, but is an hour the best? This is apparently a big deal.
You hear a very Gallic sigh.
I know.
Let me see
out it's
what I
already-
can do.
it's
I'm not
affecting
sure what we have available right now, but we shall see what I can do. I can't promise more than an hour, but we'll see. It's possible we could do 30 minutes, but I'm really not sure.
Okay, type back. No guarantees. Hour about the best. Send.
It's going to take them 40 minutes to get there anyway.
Yeah, from Hood River. Yeah.
No, that's not Hood River.
Oh wait. Oh no, you're out in Fairview. Oh
Yeah.
well.
No, the truck is now
Truck
in
is now
inner
in
East Portland.
Inner East Portland.
Oh well.
Oh, it's on its way. Oh,
it's-
you
It would
didn't
be
call till
going
after it
to
was already.
inner-
Right,
no.
it's on its way there.
Yeah.
It's on its way there.
on its way there.
So
From
30,
Fairview.
30 minutes would be about how long it takes to get
Yeah,
there.
yeah.
Understand, however, that even as Tremere are normally sort of a pick up and go type of, they have their bag of tricks ready to go at any moment. It does
Some
take
do,
a
yeah.
couple of them to go ahead and do certain things that might be necessary.
Yeah.
So about 40 minutes to an hour is probably reasonable.
Yeah. So yeah. So and explain. Yeah.
Good enough.
Okay. We'll work on traffic cams. Anything else? Question mark. Send.
Just make sure it's not recorded and no one goes in it, and Fluffy parks it as far down in the bottom as he can.
Noted. Send. All right.
All right.
Well, I appreciate all of your help, and thank you. Yeah. We will make it work.
Of course, darling. Thank you. I shall let you know when we arrive.
Much appreciated. Thank you.
I guess I will fix the hobo suit. I'm sorry, that's exactly what's been running through my head the entire time you've been talking as that character.
The horrible woman is talking.
A very gallant.
No kids!
No caps.
No capes.
Yes. Edna Mole.
The horrible woman may be right. Yes, no. So, in the meantime, the two of you are headed off to, or the three of you are headed off to chat with a dead guy.
Well, we're
Ish.
going to where the dead guy
Dead-ish
is.
guy.
Where the currently seriously tranked dead guy is.
Fair. All right. You arrive, pull in underneath, open up the doors. Seems to be quiet.
Okay. Going to do a resolve check, see if I got myself back together here. No.
Okay. That's probably a good idea.
Like a deck of cards.
Yep.
Shaken, not stirred.
Oh, yeah. Just, control is tight right now.
Nice.
Good.
Okay.
Everything in its place and a place for everything.
Excellent.
Good movie.
She gets out, parks the car, clicks the thing to...
Okay.
So the
Locks
wrap
everything
thing
down.
comes down, and the building is on hardcore lockdown right now.
Okay. Cool.
Flips a switch, turn on the light, goes down a hall, goes to the door to the left, opens it, says, Aliana, you may want to come here and help me with this.
Are we double thumbing?
Trust me. She comes in, yes, it's a double thumb. You open it up, she goes in, and she goes, so you see Antonio on a gurney with tubes in him, strapped to hell and back on the other side of the room
Yeah.
Duct tape.
with a big open space here. She's all, come with me. across the
We
hall.
get to do payback?
Something like that. Comes
Awesome.
back, walks down the hall.
Come with
a little
us.
bit, takes you with her. Opens the door. There's one of those tables that it looks not unlike the table you would find in a lethal injection chamber.
Yeah.
Oh, with the spread wings?
Spread wings.
Yes.
Yeah. No.
But this one's adjustable, and it's on wheels.
So surgery gurney.
Merry Christmas early. This is going to be your Christmas present, but we need it now. Take it, roll it down into the room where Antonio is.
Okay.
Close buffer door number 1. Lancaster, I don't know what I mean, you're an established self-made man. I respect all of that. I don't know what this asshole can do. So may I request that you wait in the buffered room so that if something goes weird with us,
What
we
do
have
you
somebody on the outside.
expect him to do?
We don't.
He had them in some sort of psychic thrall. I'm not planning on uncovering his eyes immediately,
Oh, don't even bother uncovering them. No.
but I want somebody on the outside
It'd be a good idea.
close the door. So he's in the buffer room.
Okay.
Double lock it.
Mad science time.
Question, just for my edification and those for here. Window for him to be able to see.
Yes.
Okay.
Just how many panes?
Well,
Is
I
it,
kind of
is it a
assumed-
one-way mirror?
One of them is.
All right.
I kind of assumed it was maybe lead glass or something
That's
really thick.
yeah.
Triple pane.
One's lead glass, one's mirrored,
All right.
one's the crisscross wire shit.
No, fair
No, I meant how many panes in the window.
Yeah, 3.
3.
Okay.
3.
Yeah.
One
Window
at a-
number 1 is leaded glass.
then
Window
there's-
number 2, pane number 2 is the mirrored one way. Pane number 3 is the crisscross glass.
Crisscross glass.
Yes, that
odds
safety
are-
glass.
The space in between is probably filled with something like argon or neon, even
Yeah.
more so.
Yeah.
Security.
Yeah. She's paranoid.
Paranoia only happens when they're not out to get you.
Yep.
Yep.
Fair. All right.
It's not paranoia when they're actually
Plus,
out to
when you
get
work
you.
in radio, you got to learn how to isolate shit. So,
It's true.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, that's fair.
so roll the gurney up to the lock the table down in place. Prep the straps on it. Roll the gurney over. Help me move him. Lift him up. Move him. Strap him down. Arms out. Strap all him down. Slow the feed on what's keeping him under.
Don't take him out all the way.
Yeah, just slow it to where it's just enough to bring him up to what would bring a kindred up to twilight sleep.
Okay. Are you touching him skin to skin?
No way in hell.
Got the big forceps and
Just checking.
No, gloves. It's all the gloves.
Okay.
And then I assume there's a speaker so I can hear you guys talking.
Yes. The room is mic'd.
Yes.
while that's going on, I've got a loop of feed. Actually, speaking of, have I been able to break into who runs the cameras in this city? Is it ODOT or is it PBOT?
Both.
Yes.
Okay,
both have
so
their own networks.
have I cracked into both of those systems?
If you spend enough time with me, yes, you would have.
Yes.
Okay,
you
fine.
would have.
So I've got a recording of the street, say about 3 or 4 minutes, which should be plenty of time to cover for a truck
All of
going
the
in and out.
traveling. Yeah.
Yeah. So, but make sure that it's quiet street. There's no traffic, no pedestrians, nothing that is observable. That if it starts to
Observe
loop,
Yep, there you go.
Yeah.
All
So
right.
if it suddenly shows up again and again, yeah. So and then
That's strange. That rock keeps coming by.
right.
How many damn cop cars with gumballs did we send down that road?
Like seriously, like wait a minute. I know I've seen that spotted dog before. So yes. And then when the car comes in, break the feed, loop, or
Back around.
splice in my loop.
Okay.
And then when the garage door is down, end my splice, and then ODOT's cameras can carry on.
Perfect. Okay. So, you've moved him onto the gurney,
Moved him onto the table,
or moved him onto the table.
strapped him down,
Okay.
put his arms out, left the feet in, but I'm just slowing it down enough to bring him just barely not into full consciousness.
Okay.
What should be just barely not into full consciousness. Full gloves.
We're bunny suited, I'm sure.
No, I'm not. I don't know that I'm necessarily going to need to go bunny. I mean, if this guy exudes spores, we're already fucked. So, and we don't breathe anyway. So,
You notice as he starts to arouse, as it were, small little ripples underneath his skin.
boy,
A little bit. Along an arm,
Put it back down a little.
across his cheek a little bit.
That's not right.
but this is what he did in the thing. This is
Put
normal for
him back under.
Increase the drippage a little bit.
Doesn't really slow per se. It sort of tames it a little bit, but there's still just. It slows it down a little, but you still see a little bit of a movement underneath the skin. And it seems like it goes, it's almost like it's pinballing off of the edges of his form. So it goes from one arm to the other arm. It goes up into his face and down.
I'm
I'm going to turn up heightened senses, specifically hearing and sense of smell. Well, it turns it all on, but I'm going to focus on hearing and sense of smell.
Okay.
Now that since number one told number two that this, or number two told number one that this is possible.
Yeah.
Single success on the blood. I'm not going to reroll willpower on this one.
Okay. You don't smell anything different. You hear above and beyond what you would hear normally, just with the ambiance of electronics, a slight, not quite hissing, not quite buzzing sound.
Okay. Separating player knowledge from character knowledge. Since I created this guy.
Yeah, because question I would have
Yes.
is, does this in any way look familiar? I mean, I haven't seen everything in the Kindred world, but
This is definitely
does this
not from the Kindred world.
does this match something I would have seen?
Probably not.
Well, I'm in here.
I'm assuming
You're safe.
the noise is only audible with the heightened senses.
Yes.
Okay. And I'm assuming there's cameras in the room. Are the cameras picking up the movement?
Are you looking at a camera feed to see?
There's one in there for where he's at, as well as the window.
Okay.
So he's got full. He's
I'm
got
more
full view.
no,
He's got full view from like 4 or 5 angles.
Okay.
Sadly, I'm focusing right on what they're doing. I'm not looking at anything else.
Are you seeing this?
Yes.
Are you seeing this through your eyes or through a camera?
Well, through my eyes. I mean, I'm looking at it. Or should I be looking at something?
Look at the screen next to you.
All right.
Are you seeing this?
Yes.
Yep, it's coming through on the monitor.
Alex, honey, move your hand
Like from wherever it is.
off of the drip.
Okay.
I open it all the way up.
Just put them down.
Yep.
Go down. She opens
Yeah.
the full drip.
It calms down. The buzzing chills.
Is there a problem?
Hocus pocus voodoo witchcraft bullshit.
Do you want to wait on the Tremere?
I don't know that the Tremere would be able to help.
I think we may have to go outside of town for this one. Because
Who knows,
watching your face was like watching you in that van. We are not doing this tonight.
All right. Who do you want to call in?
I'm calling Mort.
You're gonna fly Mort down here?
No. Mort's bringing me an expert. Because this is not, no, I don't do crawly shit.
Alexandra,
Yes.
what kind of gloves are you wearing?
Double thick nitrils?
She says hopefully.
She says nervously.
And you got the forceps. I told you to get the forceps.
Certain forms of mercury just go right through that stuff.
Roll a composure and awareness for me.
Composure and awareness?
Yeah.
Fuck me. I roll this thing all the fucking time. Where is it? There it is. At least it's a lot of dice. This one I'm going to burn willpower for because I think I need it.
Sometimes rolling in batches is better.
7. No, wait. 8. With crit.
Okay. You now know that what is going to happen is a flash from you.
From me?
Your powers are expanding.
Oh shit. Okay. What happens?
You see Trinisa
Uh-huh.
in a gown probably dating around the 1790s.
Oh shit.
Late Baruch.
Possibly turn of the century into the 1800s.
Georgia, never mind.
Uh-huh.
It is dead of night. There's a brick building behind her. And you see her looking very intently on a gentleman that looks very akin to the person on the gurney.
More to the story than we thought. Okay.
And she walks up to him. His back is to her. And she walks up to him. And he turns, and his face alights in absolute joy. And she looks at him in utter sorrow and regret and stakes him.
Oh shit. And is that where it ends, or is there more?
And that is where it ends.
Oh boy. Yeah, we're not doing this tonight. We'll do this tomorrow night. We need to get your specialist, and we need Trinisa here. And probably Tamina. But definitely Trinisa.
Should we be getting an extra couple vials?
Not a bad idea.
Okay. Go
Grab
shower.
another bag of the sedative stuff.
Okay.
Basically set it up in such a way that when this one ends, this one starts. I don't have to keep him overnight through till tomorrow at the very least.
Okay.
At least halfway through tomorrow.
Daisy chain for Satan it is.
That's right.
Excellent.
And Gonna walk out of the room, double thumb it, lock it down. Gonna do the physical bolt,
Okay.
and like the full, like you would on a submarine.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
yes.
Yeah.
We are isolating the fuck out of this room.
Okay.
And gonna go over, sit down. She's got that not quite far away look. She's like, oh boy. Picks up phone, calls Trinisa.
Hello?
To her ear. Hey, when were you gonna tell me you staked, Antonio?
What did he tell you?
He didn't.
We need to talk.
Yes, we do. We're about to. There's stuff we need to talk about anyway. We need to question him. There's some weird. Yeah, he's not whoever he once was, to be sure.
No, he's not.
We need at least you. Leon calling a specialist. Oh fuck. Girl, you look great in a gown.
Are we able to hear this?
You hear my side of it. Aliana's calling a specialist down to help us with this. Yeah, voodoo magic bullshit. Hardcore.
Yeah.
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 You available tomorrow? Oh my heavens.
Well, I suppose
You are now?
I have to be now.
Sorry, we're canceling date night.
You hear from behind her. You hear Trinisa. What is happening? What is?
You mean Tamina?
Or Tamina.
Bring Tamina.
This is.
He's connected to Jacob. May have been teaching him.
This is going to be very complicated.
Just a little bit.
All right.
I'm sorry. Talk to you tomorrow.
Demons come home to roost, regardless.
Clearly. Talk to you then. Bye.
All right. Bye.
Click.
Blink, 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 blink.
I had another one.
Obviously.
You heard.
Mm-hmm.
Your
I
vision
just
included.
confirmed that it's not hallucination. She did it.
Okay. Well, at least it's not.
Curious as to
Hang on,
why.
hang on. No. I've learned my lesson from last time. We will discuss this later. Shower.
Yes.
Gonna check for any kind of weird IVs later. I'm sorry. I ain't trusting shit no more.
Agreed. Agreed.
Because I've been in weird shit, and being trapped with you two is just icing on the cake at the weird level.
Yeah, no, you're good. You're good. You're good.
Sorry,
I
everything.
can tell you, I guarantee you I'm me, but, you know, with all this shit, yeah.
You and I were in the same room with him. So I get it.
Yeah, no, I get it. I'm gonna go take a shower now.
Yeah, you
Now let's
do
go
that.
back to,
I'm gonna pull your footage here real quick,
Yes, please.
because I'm gonna have to send that out too.
yeah, do it. Of course, it's gonna show that we adjusted the thing, I just went, for a second. But
All right.
she's gonna go shower.
Okay. And with that, that is going to call the game for this evening.
Oh, awesome.
Nice place for us to pause here. So, thank you for joining us for another vampire storytelling. We look forward to seeing you again. And until then, take care. Thank you.
Oh my fucking god.